This is Girard Sports Live.
Augustine sets a big fire three. Good!
Girard Sports Live is presented by Crocan Telephone, your community technology partner. Also by Ag Choice of Hepler, American Family Insurance, Jenny Collins Agency, Bradshaw Collision Repair, Brumback Service Center, Call Service, Chicken Annie's of Girard, Chris Paoni, DDS, Community National Bank and Trust of Girard, Evans Motors, Exchange State Bank, Farm Bureau Financial Services, First National Bank, Fort Scott Community College, G&W Foods Family Super, Girard National Bank, Canar Eye Care, Larrett Ceramics, Lehman Realty, Mathis Drug, McClellan Sanitation, Medical Lodges Girard, Norris Outdoor, Pearls and Curls Boutique, Producers Co-op Farm Store, Producers Cooperative Association, TJ Belcher at State Farm Insurance, and Westridge Assisted Living.
Off to Hanson. Hanson, he'll drive. Libya, little runner with the right hand. Good, and the foul. Libya Hanson gets the bucket and the foul.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Good evening, Trojan fans. Welcome to another night of high school basketball here on Girard Sports Live. BJ Harris and Josh Lettner settling in for a high school girls and boys basketball doubleheader tonight on a Monday night, the last game of this 2017 year. This will end this first quarter of the season, and then the Trojans will be off and going for sure once they go through Christmas break and into the new year. And so it is important here tonight for the Trojans, both the ladies and the men, to continue what is now a 3-game winning streak as they come in here to take on the Mustangs. Lady Trojans coming off a good win, 57-47 against Liberal on Friday night, a game where the Lady Trojans, it took everything they had in that ball game. They trailed early on. It went back and forth in the first quarter. Lady Trojans led by 1. At the end of the first quarter, they led by 1 at halftime. They led by 1 in the third quarter. So all 3 quarters, a 1-point advantage. And then in the fourth quarter, they outscored Liberal 16-7 on their way to a 57-47 victory over the Lady Bulldogs. A really good team there in Liberal. So hopefully the Lady Trojans feel good about themselves here in that victory. Sydney Crane, another outstanding performance. 24 points for the Lady Trojans for Crane. Other than that, for the Trojans, 8 points from Gabby Sands and 7 points from Kinsey Smith. Alyssa Garner and Kaylin Flaherty, 2 points apiece, but they were 2 really big points in the fourth quarter. As a team, the Lady Trojans shot 39% from the field, 18-47, only 38% from the 2-point line. From the 3-point line, it was mostly Sydney Crane, 3 of 7. In fact, entirely Sydney Crane, 3 of 7 from the 3-point line, not too bad. And as a team shooting free throws, they went to the line 31 times against Anderson County. They did not go to the line that many times against Liberal, but they went 12 of 18, not too bad in that ball game against the Lady Bulldogs. Lady Trojans, they got the victory, and that's really the only number that matters. 57-47, 3-1 on the season, and riding a 3-game winning streak here against the Iola Mustangs. Bring you in, Josh, here in the Lady Trojans. You've seen their maturation from week 1, and when I talked to Coach Herlocker in a little bit about that change they've seen here in the last 3 ball games, he's feeling much better than maybe he did after that game against Labette County.
Yeah, well, against Labette County, it was pretty obvious that there was only one player out on the floor who really knew what their role was. And you've seen that change here over the last couple of weeks. You've seen several of the supporting members around Crane come in and just kind of start to feel their role in this team and start to fill it. And it's pretty obvious against Baxter Springs and obvious again against Anderson County that this is a team that's kind of come around and finding its groove, and we'll see, you know the coaches are looking for continued development, continued improvement tonight here against Iola.
It's also still obvious that whenever Sydney Crane's on the floor, she is different than everybody else for the most part. We've seen here maybe one game whenever it was Labette County and Tristan Gegg was on the field floor. Other than that, she is certainly different. We'll talk to Coach Herlocker about that. Coming up in just a little bit on the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show, we're also going to talk about the boys game a little bit coming up on the back half of our basketball doubleheader. We are in Iola, and this is the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show brought to you by Community National Bank and Trust, serving the area for over 30 years. Stop in soon to pick up your very own Girard Trojan Instant Issue Mascot Debit Card. Community National Bank and Trust is a proud supporter of Girard schools. Learn more at mybankcnb.com. And, of course, Girard Sports Live is presented by Crocan, your community technology partner. Don't get bit by slow speeds and high prices. Get Gigabit, the fastest internet in Southeast Kansas, with Crocan. To learn more, go to ruralfiber.org or see everything Crocan has to offer at ckt.net. We are in Iola, and you'll hear both coaches in the pregames mention this band that's just to our right. We're better, I think, situation than the coaches are sitting directly across from them, but they are a very good pep band.
They are robust.
We have, as broadcasters, we all think we all rate the pep bands across the Southeast Kansas area, and Iola, one of the better ones here tonight. We're going to hear a lot of them, I'm sure, here in the pregame and at halftime. We'll hear from the head coach of the Girard Lady Trojans, Brad Herlocker, next. You're listening to the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show on Girard Sports Live.
Community National Bank and Trust has been serving the area for 30 years with a strong commitment to the highest quality leadership and banking services. Stop in soon to pick up your very own Girard Trojan Instant Issue Mascot Debit Card. While you're there, be sure to ask about their e-Power checking, mobile banking, and bill pay, and new Guardian Secure checking. Learn more online at mybankcnb.com. Community National Bank and Trust, member FDIC, and a proud supporter of Girard Schools. Go Trojans!
Crocan Telephone Cooperative has been serving Girard in Southeast Kansas for 65 years. In 1952, we helped our members connect with each other using telephone lines. Today, we connect our members with the entire world using fiber optics. While the technology has changed, our commitment to deliver it to our members has not. Check us out on the web at ckt.net.
Producers Co-op of Girard has been serving the needs of farmers and ranchers in Southeast Kansas for decades. With a wide range of products and services, you'll be sure to find what you're looking for. Contact the Agronomy Center for seed recommendations, seed treatments, crop scouting, and more, or stop by the farm store for feeds, equipment, supplies, clothing, and accessories. Producers Co-op also has bulk fuels and propane available. To see everything Producers Co-op Association has to offer, visit them online at www.girardcoop.com or give them a call at 620-724-8241.
When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, then I look at you. And I know it's gonna be a lovely day, lovely day.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Welcome back to the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show here on Girard Sports Live. BJ Harris along with you as we settle in for a high school basketball boys and girls doubleheader tonight. The Girard Lady Trojans and on the road to take on the Iola Mustangs. Joining us now, the head coach of the Girard Trojans, Brad Herlocker. Coach, a good win again Friday night. Probably a little bit of an emotional ball game with all some of the festivities that were going on as well, but good to get out there against Liberal and get a victory against a pretty tenacious team again. One of those games where you guys had to fight your way through it, but ended up getting the victory in the end. Kind of how do you grade your performance against the Bulldogs?
Overall, I think we did a decent job. You know, we had a lot of missed assignments, I felt like, in the first half with our pressure. We gave up more easy baskets than I like to give up in a basketball game, but, we were able to come back at our end and answer, and we were able to get some easy baskets out of our pressure. So, I think overall it balanced itself out. Our most critical issue, I thought, in that game was rebounding the basketball. And, I think we did a very bad job of limiting them to one possession and getting the rebound and keep them from getting offensive rebounds. And, finally in that fourth quarter, I think, we were able to start doing that. We did a much better job of boxing out. And at the end of the day, that led to us being able to pull away a little bit.
Kind of going into that ball game, you could tell that, and I was just in my little evaluation of them, that Spencer Girl down inside was going to be, the issue, I think, for you guys. And in general, obviously, you mentioned some of the rebounding and boxing out and stuff, but in general,
especially from that standpoint, everybody, we have to replace a lot of guards, but we have to replace everybody that played post. There's not a post coming back that was in the regular, at times have looked okay. At times offensively, I think force stuff, I think some of them are, they're wanting to be the next Augie or they're wanting to be the next Ray Ray. And, they're not 6 foot. They're not 6'5" even. And so, us forcing the ball down into someone that is giving up 4 or 5 inches isn't always going to be a successful equation for us. So, we're just going to have to philosophy-wise learn a little bit from that, and they're going to have to be selective and know when it's time for them to go ahead and take the ball up and be aggressive, and when it's time to get that guard that's relocated out there, kick it back out.
In the end, though, it's Sydney Crane, 24 points, and her work on the defensive end as well. You watch the games, and it's clear one of these things is not like the other. And she obviously rises to the top in every game, and a good reason why you guys are 3-1 right now.
Oh, absolutely. She's done a lot, and she continues to do a lot, and I really like the decision she's making right now of when to pass to her teammates and when she takes. She worked this offseason on her long-range shot, and I think it shows she's more accurate from there. Probably a tougher to get off shot this year than in the past. She's been able to do that with, you got 6'5" inside. People are packing in, and you get just absolutely wide open shots. So, she has people coming in her face, and she has a high percentage from 3 this year than she has any year.
All right, on to the Iola Mustangs tonight. The final game here before we go into the Christmas break. Would be great to go into that break at 4-1 as you approach Iola. What do you know of them? What do you expect of this game?
Iola, when you go to Iola, it's always a challenge right from the gates. We did not have a very favorable record when I came to Girard at Iola. That was one of the culture things. Them and Labette pretty much owned us. And so that's one of the culture things I wanted to change. But there's still just that going to Iola. If you've never been there, they've got a band, and, man, they sound pretty good, but they place them to where they are just blaring right in the ear of the opposing team. It's pretty well placed, and Coach Carlson's, in the Hall of Fame, and has had a storied career, and have a tremendous amount of respect for her. So, it's a tough place to play. And most of the stuff that could be going your way is not, because they've designed it that way at their place. And she loves to mix up defenses and have a bunch of different defenses. And I'm sure this group will be no different, especially, we've been playing them game 1 to where maybe they don't have all that stuff in well. I guarantee you by game 5, she does have all that stuff in, and they've got, a couple kids that can shoot the 3, and they got a kid that drives it pretty well. They are susceptible, I think, a little bit to pressure, and we're going to see what that does for us.
All right, Coach, we appreciate your time as always. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Head coach of the Girard Lady Trojans, Brad Herlocker, joining us here on the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show. We'll step away, take a quick break. Still to come, your starting lineups, keys to the game, opening tip-off from Iola, the Trojans and Mustangs next on Girard Sports Live.
Ag Choice of Hepler is a proud supporter of Girard Trojan Athletics. Of course, Ag Choice has all the products you need to keep your crops growing, like fertilizer, crop protection products, and seed. But Ag Choice is also the first stop for keeping your livestock operation going, with a great selection of farm supplies, equipment, and quality feeds. To find solutions to all of your agricultural needs, contact Joe Murphy of Ag Choice of Hepler at 620-368-4347. Ag Choice of Hepler is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans.
For more than 20 years, Call Service has been serving Southeast Kansas. Right now, Call Service has a huge selection of hand-cooked tires, including hand-cooked Dynapro ATM. Farmers and ranchers trust Call Service as their trucks crisscross southeast Kansas, providing on-the-farm tire service daily. Plus, Calls is the first stop for lube and oil changes. Get back in the game with your new set of hand-cooked tires, never halfway. Available now at Call Service. Check them out online at callservicellc.com or call 620-724-4121.
For over 80 years, Evans Motors has provided some of the best handshakes in the four-state area. No matter what type of handshake a situation calls for, Evans Motors will guide the hand into its proper position with the correct amount of pressure. Risky handshakes, classic handshakes, or something in between, Nate and Eddie have an arsenal of shakes, roughly umpteen. So the next time you want an optimal handshake, come to Evans Motors in Pittsburgh.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Back out here live, Iola High School, home of the Mustangs. B.J. Harris, Josh Lettner with you as we get set for this girls and boys high school basketball doubleheader to close out 2017. I cannot believe it's the end of this year, and Christmas is only a few days away, so still plenty of... Jeez Louise, Josh. We about lost it all. I was talking about Christmas there for a minute, and good Lord. Okay. We are in the midst of this pregame show. Time to take a look at your area matchups, brought to you by Bumper to Bumper of Girard, formerly Burnham Auto Parts. Bumper to Bumper has been serving the Girard area since 1935. Come in and talk with Willie if you're in the need for belts, Bosch brake pads, Witz filters, time kit bearings, and so much more. Bumper to Bumper, 101 East Prairie Street in Girard. Not a lot on the docket tonight. Lamar is at Galena, and then this ball game tomorrow night's when everything kind of kicks into gear for the rest of the year. Carthage is at Colgan on the boys' side only. Field Kinley, Coffeyville at Frontenac. That might be a good one to go watch. And then Neodesha is at Riverton in the area matchups. And of course, Bumper to Bumper has locations in or near all of those communities throughout southeast Kansas. Time for your keys to the game. With more than 40 fields of study, there's something for everyone at Fort Scott Community College. Students can take general education courses or complete an associate's degree or certificate. Visit fortscott.edu or call 620-223-2700 for more information. Josh, quickly, your keys to the game. One, I told you that tape job wasn't going to hold.
I think the key to the game is going to be our tape job on this table. For the Girard Lady Trojans, this is a team that's going to throw a lot of different defenses at you, like Coach Herlocker mentioned in the pregame interview. They've got to do a better job against the pressure this week than they did in Game 1 against Altamont. Now, you can't do much worse than they did against Altamont, but they've got to do significantly better here against this team in this hostile environment. Got to take care of the ball and keep the crowd out of this game.
So Lady Trojans going to take on the Lady Mustangs. It's time to look at your starting lineups. Starting lineups brought to you by Pearls and Curls Boutique. The Trojans will start this game in style, but nowhere near the level of style you'll find at Pearls and Curls Boutique, a great new shabby chic boutique located next door to Sheer Expressions on the south side of the square in Girard. See all the new arrivals at facebook.com/Pearls and Curls KS. It's Pearls A&D Curls KS. First up for the Iola Mustangs, it'll be number 10, Ellie Carson, a junior. Number 11, Piper Moore, a junior. Number 14, Colby Riley, a senior. Number 23, Madison Holloway, a junior. And number 25, Gabby Richards, a sophomore for this Iola Mustangs team. For the Girard Lady Trojans, it's going to be number 2, JoJo Ferguson. JoJo has moved to that post position a little bit and gets in there and mixes it up. Also for the Lady Trojans, it'll be Gabby Sands. Gabby's averaging 5.5 points per ball game. She's also 3 assists per game. Also checking in for the Lady Trojans, it's going to be Kaylin Flaherty. Kaylin averaging 4.3 points per ball game. Also 5.3 rebounds per game, second on this team in boards. And then, of course, Sydney Crane for the Lady Trojans, averaging 20 points a game this season. She leads them in rebounds as well. She leads them in assists with 8 per game. And then Kinsey Smith, averaging 2.8 points per ball game. She's got 8 steals on the season already, so she's averaging 2 steals per game, is Kinsey Smith. No Jada Valley today. May have a concussion, and so she is not going to be available. Wasn't available the other night, not going to be available tonight as well. And so they'll go without her once again. She is a crucial piece for them, and a freshman that has an opportunity to really contribute. So got to take care of her, make sure she doesn't do long-term damage. The opening tip-off is always brought to you by Larette Ceramics. Larette Ceramics, 503 West Maple in Girard. Stop by today. Check them out for great gift ideas and supplies. Get creative when it comes to gift buying and get your friends and family a beautiful ceramic piece or maybe even glasses from Larette Ceramics, 620-724-8442. And good look at the band there. They are impressive. I noticed that during football season. And there have been times in Iola when the band has been markedly better than the football team. That's an early jab there from BJ.
Not going to touch that one.
Little one-sided, perhaps.
We're kind of all alone up here. We can pretty much say what we want, I guess.
Opening tip, center court, Sydney Crane. Even match there, going to be won by Madison Holloway for the Mustangs. They'll have the ball first. There's a steal by Crane once again. Sydney with the right hand layup, missed it. Oh, goodness. Not ideal. Way to start there. Good steal, but
got to finish.
Here come the Mustangs. Coach Becky Carlson, Hall of Famer, and a state championship here. I think won on the basketball side. Looking at the boards on the far sideline, basketball girls state champions in 2006. And then several conference championships, several trips to the state tournament. They finished 4th at state in 2003, finished 4th at state several times. And another empty frame down the floor for the Lady Trojans.
Body's hitting the floor there.
All over the place.
Letting them play, though.
59 to play in this opening quarter. No score thus far. Crane on the right wing for the Lady Trojans. Again, they're being very patient. Trojans have not done a lot in the half court this season. It's just not their MO, and so they've been able to do a lot of stuff in transition, and they'll get it to Crane. She'll set her feet, fire 3 well off the mark, and out of bounds and back to the Mustangs. Couple of not great attempts there by Sid.
Yeah, maybe she's getting them out of her system here.
We will see. We get a chance to talk about the boys' game. I think that's going to be a very good matchup. Unfortunately for the Trojans, they'll be without Carter Doherty, who had a really good game the other night. Lost 2 games, really. He's come along strong, but an injury in practice yesterday is going to keep him out of the ball game, at least for tonight. Hopefully not longer.
I saw him wearing the air cast.
It's not ideal.
No.
Good rebound by Flaherty and a good outlet, 2-on-1. Good hustle in the backcourt. Crane going to get some contact on the way up. She has airballed a 3-pointer. Missed a bunny layup by herself and then missed that. Not a great start for the Trojans in general, and certainly not if it's Crane. Foul going to be called on the Trojans as well on the missed bucket, so kind of a little bit of salt in the wounds. And now here they come up in front court. Bauer with it. Now kick to the right corner. Right wing for Moore. Should go back top of the key, and they'll reset. Colby Riley. Back outside for Moore. Riley just to the left. Back and forth they go. Trying to find a hole in that zone. No good. Rebound. Brittany Bailey, who's checked to the ball game with that last dead ball. Gave a break to Kinsey Smith. That's the standard rotation with Valley out. Oh, easy entry pass up and good by Bailey. And they found the open hole there, and she made it count. Early 2-0 lead for the Trojans now. First score didn't come till neither 2 minutes into it. Another steal by Crane. She cuts in front of Ferguson. Siddle, pull back. Now she'll cross. Go left. She's going to be fouled. And that's going to be called on Colby Riley, her first, team foul number 1 on the Lady Mustangs.
Yeah, Riley used to playing down in the post, and Crane recognized that she was guarding her out on the perimeter and just put the ball on the floor and took it right into her chest.
Inbound to Sands on the corner. Back to Ferguson. Just left of the circle. Here's another shot, no good, but rebound by Ferguson right in the right spot at the right time. And you know, sometimes you go into a gym and you mentioned the lighting is good for our sake, and might just be something that's different lighting, different depth perception. I mean, this gym's fairly similar to Ted R. Taylor Gymnasium, so it shouldn't be that much of a difference. But
and sometimes that mezzanine on the end can mess with your vision. It'd be interesting to see if when they switch baskets, if the Trojans shoot better at the other end.
I've broadcast from one of those before, just like that.
Oh yeah.
They don't move left to right in radio; they move to and fro.
At you and away from you. Yeah. Yeah, I called a game once at Jayhawk Glen. It kind of feels like you're calling it from a field across the road or something. You're that far away.
One made by Ferguson. Missed the second. And here come the Mustangs. On the right side is Madison Holloway. She'll get it up for Riley. Quickly to the left side for Morrison. To the corner. Taking them out, going back, baseline. Now they'll find the entry pass. Good defense by Flaherty. She's there. Now driving Riley. Kick outside of the right wing. Thought Holloway might take a shot at it, but she doesn't. And they'll come back outside. Again, when you start to get, Trojans are going to have to jump some of those because they'll take the time off the clock in this half court. When you get a coach like Carlson that's so experienced and likes basketball off the knee of Ellie Carson, and they're so experienced with basketball, they like to run that half court because it motion and gets things going, and you can find some empty holes in that zone and then put it easy baskets. And you know, we're lucky sometimes to play Iola so early because it's one of those teams that's going to be much better in game 14, 15 than they are in game 5.
Yeah, and sometimes though that the slow, deliberate offense in the half court can shoot you in the foot if you fall behind early and you're used to taking up all that time each possession. You come away empty a few times, you're really limiting yourself.
Foul called on Gabby Sands, her first, team foul number 2 on the Lady Trojans. There's another steal. Sands right back, gets the rebound. Dump off inside Crane. She tries to go across the lane quickly to Smith and
trying to make the extra pass. Smith wasn't quite where Gabby thought she was.
I thought Coach might call a timeout there. Instead, Coach Carlson will call a timeout. We will go ahead and take it with them. Lady Trojans on to a 3-0 lead here, 4:07 to play first quarter. We're back at 30 seconds. You're watching Trojan basketball on Girard Sports Live.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Girard National Bank brings you community banking at its best. Family owned and operated for over 80 years, Girard National Bank is committed to providing their customers with the highest quality financial services in a friendly and personal way. Whether you require personal, business, or agricultural services, Girard National Bank is big enough to handle all of your banking needs, yet small enough to provide you with that personal touch you've grown to expect from a community bank. Girard National Bank is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Learn more at GM.
Trojans a steal. Got it inbound, but they couldn't get it across the timeline. Trojans another takeaway. Yep. Man, that's about as out of sorts as you want to see Sydney Crane to begin a ball game. Another turnover by the Trojans. Now to the corner. Move it down inside for Bauer. Then in the paint is Riley. Shot around, no good. Trojans don't get the board, though. They'll get another shot at it. Here's Riley just left of the circle. Entry down inside. Good size advantage down there for the Trojans with Bailey, but they kick it out. 3 on the way, good. And that's a three-point shot by Madison Holloway. And that ties this ball game up at 3 apiece. There's Whirl. Good give and go high low. Off the glass. Good. What a good dish by Drake Whirl and a good finish by Gabby Sands. The Trojans get the lead back by 2. Bycroft comes in for the Mustangs. So does Shaylee Sutterby. Out goes Carson, and out goes Katie Bauer. Here, the Mustangs in transition. Got away with a walk right there. Here's Riley off left side for Morrison. And Morrison coming back to Riley. Trojans staying. It's Kinsey Smith right there on good ball defense. Kick outside. They'll come over, help defense. Nowhere to go with it. Again, the size by Bailey down inside. They're having a hard time trying to get anything. I'm not sure if they've got a shot even taken in the paint. And Kinsey Smith, whose job is to go out there and just make teams as frustrated as possible. Her first personal foul, team foul number 3 on the Trojans. Here's Riley catching it in the right corner. Back to the corner they go for Holloway. Back to Riley, back to Holloway. Patience is the key with this offense. They are trying to work it down inside, but the Trojans, they haven't found a hole in that zone. That's where you're going to have to. You're going to have to hit. That's what this zone makes you do, is hit some 10, 15-foot shots to find some holes. What a good dish. Sydney Crane to Brittany Bailey. What a play right there in transition. Bailey catches and goes up, and that's what she can do for you running the court, because she's tall, lanky, but still has a little bit of speed. And
that pass had some zip on it, too.
You got to catch it. Be ready to go. Oh, Crane gets away with one there, maybe. On the left side. Back out top of the key for Riley. Entry down. And there's Smith again, tie up.
The pest.
Yep, she can be. She's a pester. And then she gets a tie up right there and turns into a turnover.
I think that's her first statistical pester of the night.
Yeah, we're going to keep track of them. Minute 42 to play. 7-3 your score. Crane thought about it, then she'll take it. 3 on the way, no good off the back iron. Ferguson there to help her out. JoJo, bounce pass. Bailey, now she's hassled. It'll go back outside for Smith. They'll go back to Crane, and they'll reset here under 90 seconds to play in the first quarter. This is a typical early season ball game we're seeing here tonight from both these teams. Here's a little runner baseline. Not a great shot choice there by Crane.
I think she's just trying to go up and plan on the contact, and she's just not getting the contact.
Well, she's going to average 20 points. She's averaging 20 points a game coming into this ball game, and in a minute 7, she has yet to score. Minute 7 left to go in the first quarter, and you can bet Coach Carlson was expected to try to take her away from the Trojans, and she's kind of doing it for them. Here's a missed shot badly. Luckily for the Trojans, they're still up and still well in control of this game. Now Crane pushing. High post. Bailey trying to pivot down inside, and Smith will pull back out. It's okay. Smith can run the offense from up there. She's a point guard. Off left side for Crane. 38 seconds to play in this first quarter. Crane dribbling into the paint. Little right-hand runner. Good. She's off the schneid. Here's Sydney Crane. 9-3. Trojans in front. There's a near steal. Second pester of the night for Kinsey Smith.
Yeah.
Another jump ball tie-up.
That's 2 consecutive pesters.
It's a streak. Crane going to get a well-deserved break. Drake Worrell will come out of the ball game as well. In comes Flaherty. In comes Sands for the Trojans. Up the floor they come. Holloway with it on the right wing. She'll go to Riley. Iola not real crisp either here tonight to start this ball game. One free field goal made in this. Now 2. And it's by the same player.
Up.
She's got all 6 of their points, all from behind the arc, and there's a steal at the buzzer, and they're going to get another one.
Can't fall asleep.
Nope. Just like that, it's a tie ball game. And that one was about 10 feet behind the arc. She knocked it down, and that's one in the book. 9-9 your score. Back in 1 minute, you're watching Trojan basketball on Girard Sports Live.
Producers Co-op of Girard has been serving the needs of farmers and ranchers in southeast Kansas for decades. With a wide range of products and services, you'll be sure to find what you're looking for. Contact the Agronomy Center for seed recommendations, seed treatments, crop scouting, and more, or stop by the farm store for feeds, equipment, supplies, clothing, and accessories. Producers Co-op also has bulk fuels and propane available. To see everything Producers Co-op Association has to offer, visit them online at www.girardcoop.com or give them a call at 620-724-8241.
Girard National Bank brings you community banking at its best. Family owned and operated for over 80 years, Girard National Bank is committed to providing their customers with the highest quality financial services in a friendly and personal way. Whether you require personal, business, or agricultural services, Girard National Bank is big enough to handle all of your banking needs, yet small enough to provide you with that personal touch you've grown to expect from a community bank. Girard National Bank is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Learn more at gn-bank.com.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Well, you can't see it from here, but you can tell how things are going down the stretch of that first quarter by the color of fuchsia that is the face of Brad Herlocker. And Lady Trojans, there's a tie-up. It'll be in favor of the Lady Trojans. Good hustle, no. Yeah, yes, in favor of Girard. No, the Mustangs are going to get it. Trojans had a 9-3 lead, and then a three-point bucket by Holloway, and then a steal on the inbound, and about a 40-footer by by Colby Riley. Immediately tied this ball game up. Trojans had all the momentum and had a 6-point lead going into the first quarter and squandered it. Now they'll have to get it back. Trojans will have it. Sands. Alyssa Gardner checking into the ball game. She'll push off right side for Crane. Kenzie Kester into the ball game as well. She'll have it. She'll go high post for Gardner. Nowhere to go. She'll hand it to Kester. Kenzie will run. Pull up with the right hand. Good. Left right hand. She maybe been a little out of control, but it worked for her.
It wasn't pretty, but it worked.
And it'll build it. The Trojans back in front, 11-9. This game's been tied twice. Trojans have led throughout. On the right side, Morrison. Backside, that's a good look there for them to, again, try to find that hole. That's up and good by Michaela Bycroft. Her first bucket of the ball game. We're back to a tie contest. 11-all, 6:52 to go in this first half. Trojans and the Mustangs here from Iola. Here's Kester. No, that's Gabby Sands. Those two confuse me when they're both in the. I should know by the numbers. That's a dead giveaway.
That is a giveaway.
13-11. Trojans back in front by 2. Again, Bycroft partially blocked by Sands. Same height, same black hair. You can see there where I can get them confused.
Yeah. Kind of squint your eyes a little bit. Yeah.
Knocked it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Mustangs. They'll get it inbound on the left wing for Morrison. Into the paint. Bycroft back outside to Morrison. Trojans are feisty defensively. Have been in the passing lanes a lot. Whirl and Kestrel come out. Help defense comes back over. Kick it back outside. She just knocked down a long three-point shot. It's no good, though. Fight for the rebound. Trojans were out of position there, but another jump ball going to be in favor of the Mustangs here.
Yeah, she needed to back up about 10 feet. She'd have been in her range there.
No, actually, yeah, in favor of the Trojans, I should say. I was trying to find that possession arrow. They don't use the one on the scoreboard. It's over there.
Yeah, way over there.
Not where I'm looking. You'll find things need to be convenient for me. That's what I'm really
We'll talk to the AD between games.
We just be happy we're on the air here. Off left side for Kester, now Crane. Crane just 2 points so far in this ball game. In a low-scoring affair here in Allen County. There's a knocked around pass, gathered up by Crane. She'll catch it. Free throw line, no good. Rebound. There's Kester. Went through the hands of 2 other Trojans. Then entry pass to Whirl, and there they are. Madison Holloway comes away with it for the Mustangs, and here they come. Riley up off right side for Morrison. Back to the top of the key, and they'll reverse it. Here they come, right side. Morrison holding again, guarded by Whirl. Backside. Good recovery by Bailey, and she ends up with the rebound after the missed shot there by Bycroft. Here come the Trojans again. Crane, top of the key. Kester, good pass down inside. What a good post move there by Bailey. Can't get it to go. She faked left, went right with the left hand. Couldn't get it to roll, though. Now here comes Iola once again. Down inside to Bycroft. Kick back out for Morrison. She thought about baseline. Good D there by Whirl. Back outside for Morrison. And they throw it away. This is either a first game of the season type look or Game 5 Christmas breaks in tomorrow, and
everybody's already mailed it in.
Our focus is not there because neither team has any kind of focus early in this ball game. Outside, knocked out of bounds, good hustle there. There is hustle. Now, there's no doubt about that. You can't question the hustle, but sometimes it's been a little bit of a lack of focus. Good crowd already packing in here inside this gymnasium. It's not a real big gym, but they've got some basketball tradition, certainly on the girls' side up here. Crane with it on the right wing. Smith, Kester pumping, and she lost it. She'll come back on the right side for Crane. Here's Ferguson going baseline. JoJo backing, spinning, forcing it. Back out Bailey. Catching fire 3 by Crane. No good. Rebound Ferguson. She'll go up. Ball knocked out of her hands. Smith comes out of there. Trojans get another crack at it. Entry down inside. Bailey defense is there. She'll give way to Kester. Kinsey got to pop that shot. Off right side, Crane. She'll catch a drive. 10-footer. Fade away on the way. No way. And knocked it out of bounds. Last touch by the Mustangs. Got a lid on it.
Trojans having their own marathon possession here, but not for lack of shooting.
Trying to get something to go through that pesky metal hole. Here's Smith, inbound, all alone. Bailey, move up with the left hand, good.
Still barely went.
Bailey's got that opposite of of course, she's left-handed, obviously, and she can go left, but the right hand she doesn't like using. That time from the right side, she used the left hand to put it in. That's okay. She's got 6, and it's a good thing for the Trojans because that's their main scorer right now. It's Brittany Bailey having probably one of her better games. Ball's out of bounds, a foul rather.
Yeah, and Bailey just picked up her second.
Team foul number 4 on the Lady Trojans, so Caitlin Flaherty get ready to check in for her. At the free throw line, knocked down the first one is Shaylee Sutterby. She's got the first one. 3:37 to play first half, 15-12 is your score. And the second one on the way, it's rattled in as well. And it's back to a 2-point ball game. Sands checks in. She'll replace Kester. And Bailey, I thought, would be checking out of the ball game. She's going to stay in. In fact, Flaherty checked in for Ferguson. Actually, she checked in for Whirl. And Sands checked in for Ferguson. On the right side, Gabby mishandled it. She'll kip over left side for Smith. She looks to attack, pull back, dump off inside Flaherty. Kaylin, backside, now kick. Here's Sands. Crane looking to attack. She'll back her way in. Will slice her way through it up and in. Pretty nifty. 17-13, 3:04, first half. Trojans trudging their way through a rickety first half. Doing it on the defensive end to help maintain a lead here throughout. On the right side, Riley. And some of this is the Mustangs, obviously the Trojans' offensive woes, and some of it's the Trojan defense that's caused some offensive woes right there, just for example, for the Mustangs. 2 good coaches, both having their teams dialed in defensively. Sometimes you got to get the ball to go through the hole. Here's Crane. She'll try it again. Force one up. No good. And back come the Mustangs. In the front court off the right side for Holloway. They move it through. Back over to Holloway. Skip it over to the left side. Set fire 3 by Riley. No good. And rebound pulled out of there. Nobody wanted it but number 15. Kick on the right side.
And she got it on the bounce.
Here's Holloway. Back over left side, Riley. Entry high post. Wide open shot by Bauer. Good. Left her wide open. Her first field goal of the ball game. It's back to a 2-point ball game, 17-15. Minute 47 to play. In this first half. Girard National make halftime show coming your way in just a little bit. High post Flaherty. She'll drive, push it up. Shot no good. They're keeping the whistles. Hand off Smith, and it's stuck.
Hey, blew a whistle there.
Yep. Alternating possession going to be a call there. So it will. If they would have done that, I'd have ran down there and knocked that out of there for them. But
yeah,
if they got a ball to do it, so I
jumped
didn't
up
have to.
there and knocked out with my knee.
Yep. bicycle kick it.
Yeah.
Soccer.
Some Jean-Claude Van Damme stuff.
Mustangs go to inbound, and I think she dribbled it. I just looked over there, and it's going to be a turnover.
Dribbled it out of bounds.
Yep, can't do that. Trojans going to get it back here under 90 seconds to play. Crane on the left side. She'll attack again. Force it up with the right hand. Shot no good. Luckily, Flaherty's there. She can't get it to go, though.
Too deep under the basket.
Yep.
You can't tell me there's no contact on any of that. These guys are just letting them roll.
Forced her down inside the paint. That's part of the reason Kaylin was so far down low. Trojans can put a little pressure here in the backcourt. They'll break that press up with the right hand here. Carson, no good. Loose ball to be determined, and it's going to stay with the Mustangs with 1:11.
But for the Trojans, the offense has been rough. The defense has been pretty dialed in, like you said, but the rebounding has just been pretty bad. Nobody's
They've got
in position.
A size advantage pretty much across the board. I mean, Iola, nobody that scares you. There's a jump pass by Crane. She looks at that like a corner, you know, when you're going to jump a pass and just comes out of nowhere and reads it perfectly. And just a step closer, she'd have taken that one to the house.
Like Marcus Peters there or something. Without all the behavioral stuff.
There's another nice job by Crane jumping that pass once again. 1:03 to play in the first half. It's been a quick moving first half, primarily thanks to the guys in stripes. Inbound, they'll get it for Riley. She knocked down a three from about right there to end the first quarter. Now back on the right wing. Moore gets it back on the right side. Skip pass left side for Riley. Smith gets into her face. Back over Moore. They slowly work it down inside. Put back up and good. A little catch and shoot.
Another offensive rebound.
Tied this ball game up at 17 apiece with 32 seconds to play. We'll see what coach decides to do here. Crane will catch and fire. Three on the way. No good. And rebound. Smith comes away with it somehow. She'll force it up. She'll get fouled. And Kinsey will go to the free throw line to shoot. Two. First foul on Carson. Team foul number 4 on the Mustangs. And Smith at the free throw line. And I think there might be something to your mezzanine theory. Smith missed it badly.
We'll see. Oh, man.
Missed them both.
Real bad.
Kinsey does not go to the free throw line a ton. Trojans the inbound here. Mustangs rather inbound. Up the floor they come. Riley picks up her dribble out high. 11 seconds, as you can see in your upper right-hand corner. Back over. Morrison. Mustangs trying to get their first lead of this first half. Morrison just forcing her way in there.
She's going to let her just throw that elbow out there.
There's a two at the buzzer, no good. And Coach Herlocker's hands on head, and that's where that bald head came from, just rubbing it. Not one to write home about. They'll see if they can get it squared away here at the halftime break. 17-all is your score. Trojans all tied up with the Iola Mustangs. They've tied up after the first quarter, tied up after the second quarter. And the boys take the floor to warm up. We'll have that game coming up on the backside of our basketball doubleheader. We're going to step away, take a quick break. Up next, we've got your Kenora Eye Care Eye on the Game. We've got your halftime stats and get you ready for second half action here from Iola. It's time to kick off the Girard National Bank halftime show. Girard National Bank bringing you community banking at its best. Girard National Bank is committed to providing customers with the highest quality financial services in a friendly and personal way. Personal, business, or agricultural needs, turn to Girard National Bank for that. We're back in 2 minutes on the Girard National Bank halftime show on Girard Sports Live.
Girard National Bank brings you community banking at its best. Family owned and operated for over 80 years, Girard National Bank is committed to providing their customers with the highest quality financial services in a friendly and personal way. Whether you require personal, business, or agricultural services, Girard National Bank is big enough to handle all of your banking needs. yet small enough to provide you with that personal touch you've grown to expect from a community bank.
Great selection of quality, fresh, and delicious foods. You're sure to find something to satisfy every appetite. With friendly and knowledgeable staff, the folks at G&W Foods can help you find what you need so you can get in, get out, and on your way with your day. Plus, don't forget G&W Foods for the great daily lunch specials. Open 7 days a week. Check out their weekly Facebook-only specials. The G&W Foods family super wishes the Girard Trojans the best of luck.
If you're in the market to buy or sell a house, land, or commercial space, look no further than Lehman Realty. Locally owned and operated, Jason Lehman and his staff are ready to meet the needs of every client. When it comes to your listing, you can trust that Lehman Realty will take the time to get to know you and your property. Lehman Realty is a proud supporter of Girard Trojan Athletics. Learn more at www.lehmanrealty.net or call Jason at 620-724-8020.
Norris Outdoor has a huge selection of quality billboards spread throughout Southeast Kansas, giving you the ability to put your business in front of thousands of customers daily. But did you know? Norris Outdoor can also be where you get your next digital sign for your business, school, church, or sports venue. Norris Outdoor Signs is now a distributor of Sky Slate digital signs, giving you direct from the manufacturer pricing and giving your business a brand new look with high-resolution digital signage. To learn more, call Jared Norris at 620-249-7462. Norris Outdoor is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Welcome back out here to Iola High School, 17-17. You see that score here at the halftime break. Trojan men warming up even as we speak. Getting ready for the backside of our high school basketball doubleheader. But first we talk about the girls' first half. Not a real crisp first half. I think we beat that to death. But both teams trying to figure some things out here in this first half. And I think oftentimes when you see a first half like this, you see a second half that's much different. I think both teams will probably adjust, make their adjustments, come out and play much better in the second half. Let's take a look at your Eye on the Game, brought to you by Kenora Eye Care. Thanks to the support from their community, Kenora Eye Care has doubled their space and extended their hours. With locations in both Pittsburgh and Girard, Kenora Eye Care is the clear choice. Kenora Eye Care, 620-235-1737. Well, with the Trojans starting out this ball game with a 2-0 lead, they led by as many as 3 in that first half a couple of times. No, they led by as many as 6, in fact. They led 9-3 with about 15 seconds left to play in the first quarter. But the Mustangs knocked down a 3-point bucket by Madison Holloway, and then a steal by Kelsey Morrison. Quick pass off to the top of the key for Colby Riley, and at the end of the buzzer, she knocked down about a 40-footer to tie the ball game at 9 apiece. Trojans will get the lead back and hold on to it throughout the duration after it was tied at 11 all until the very end, and now it's tied 17-17. So not a lot of scoring to talk about, which makes our halftime stats all that much easier. Halftime stats are brought to you by Exchange State Bank, one of the oldest banks in Southeast Kansas. Pay, mobile banking, and more. At Exchange State Bank, you're not just dealing with bank employees, you are banking with friends. Learn more online at esbks.com. esbks.com. I'm missing 3 points from the Lady Trojans, so somewhere I've missed those. And when Josh gets back here, I'll see if he knows where I put them. But another Holloway voice in a little bit. Holloway player, 6'8", player for the Mustang boys. He's out there warming up. They got some guys that can play a little bit through the Mustang men. But a little bit more spread around for the Mustangs. 6 points, as I mentioned, for Holloway. 5 points for Colby Riley, including that 3 at the buzzer. And then 2 points apiece for Ellie Carson, Michaela Bycroft, Shaylee Sutterby, and Katie Bauer. Here at the break, they have 17 as well. Lady Trojans and Mustangs all tied up. We got the boys game coming up in just a little bit. We'll talk about that next when we return on the Girard National Bank Halftime Show right here on Girard Sports Live.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Farm Bureau is proud to support Girard High School student athletes. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, their #1 goal is to make insurance simple. Agents Judd Sasho, Lori Johnson, and Lisa Sasho take pride in educating their clients and members so they are able to make the best decisions. There's a lot of information out there, and at Farm Bureau, they can explain it in a way that relates to you so you can apply it to your life, family, farm, and future. To learn more, contact Judd, Lori, or Lisa at 620-724-4213. Go Trojans!
Mathis Drug Store Incorporated has a proud Girard history of more than 50 years. Glenn and Karen Mathis took over the store in 1983 from Glenn's father and have been providing outstanding customer care and service since. At Mathis, they know their customers by name and value their support. Primary goal is to provide fast, accurate, friendly service. Mathis is a full-service pharmacy that accepts most insurance plans and supports competitive cash pricing. Mathis Drug Store, a proud supporter of Girard High School student-athletes.
McClellan Sanitation is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. McClellan Sanitation is also proud to have been serving Girard and the surrounding area for decades. McClellan Sanitation offers residential, commercial, and roll-off services. As a locally owned and operated company, owners Dave and Candy McClellan and their employees are dedicated to providing the highest quality customer service. To learn more, call McClellan Sanitation at 620-724-8486. McClellan Sanitation wishes the Girard Trojans the best of luck this season.
Are you in need of post-surgical therapies for yourself or a loved one? The employees of Medical Lodges are here to care for you. With over 50 years of serving the community, they pride themselves on having the therapy experience you deserve. In fact, Medical Lodges is the first healthcare company in the United States to be 100% employee-owned. So when you're at Medical Lodges, you're part of the family. Stop by one of their homes today and feel the Medical Lodges difference. For more information, check out medicallodges.com.
For all your insurance and financial service needs, call your State Farm agent TJ Belcher in Girard today.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Iola High School marching band continues to, a pep band continues to impress.
They got a lot of pep.
They do have some pep. As we are here at halftime, getting ready to close it out. Trojan men bringing off the floor, and they are going to get some rest here before they take on the Iola Mustangs. Trojans are coming off a 15-point victory, Josh, on Friday night, but a game where the Trojans had to work as hard as I've seen. They trailed after one quarter. They had a 3-point lead at halftime. No, they trailed by 3 at halftime, rather. Not often you trail by 3 at halftime and have a 15-point victory. The Trojans started to put it together in the second quarter and ended up pulling away in the fourth quarter to get a win over Liberal. They'll take on, I think, probably what is going to be a equally good, if not better, team here tonight against the Iola Mustangs. Trojans come out here in this second half. Flaherty, Ferguson, Smith, Sands, and Crane. Holloway, Riley, Bauer, Moore for the Mustangs. Also, Moore and Carson, rather. First shot up, no good by the Trojans, and here come the Mustangs from right to left. I think we found our 3 points we're missing. Crane had 6 at halftime, 1 point from JoJo Ferguson. The Trojans have 17. We're all tied up. We've been tied up 3 times now. 4 times in this ball game in the first half. Twice in the first quarter, twice in the second. Mustangs with it. It started like this, Josh, in the half court, and then they started to kind of get a little bit more aggressive, and there's the first lead of the ball game for the Mustangs as they take their first lead here with right at 7 minutes to play.
It's almost like they lull the Trojans to sleep with their offense. It's just they work it around the perimeter until somebody loses track of their man or gets caught standing and watching, and then before you know it, there's a shot, an open shot being chucked up.
Crane Crossing over, good move. Easy layup with the left hand, good. She just shook her defender right off and quickly ties this ball game back up at 19. They need Sid to get going. 6 points. She averages 20 points a game and a travel. Going to be called. Into the paint there. Trojans get a break as Bauer walks with it. Brittany Bailey quickly off the bench and into the ball game. Bailey had 6 points in that first half as well. 6 crucial points in a low-scoring affair.
Well, three-quarter pressure being applied.
And they break it. Flaherty with the right hand. Scoop shot up and good. And the Trojans back in front. Now they'll put some pressure. They'll nearly get the steal. And a jump ball should be. Nope, they're going to get a foul on Crane. And Sid will pick up her first personal foul, team foul number 1. Not a lot of fouls called that first half. Made it a quick-moving first half. And Holloway gets it inbound. That ball game back up, 21-all. Jodo's worked her way down into the post position and go to the free throw a lot. 4 and 9 on the season coming to this ball game, and she'll miss them both. Just 1 of 3 on the night, or 1 out of 4 rather, on the night for Ferguson from the free throw line. Trojans still remain a tied up ball game here. 5.5 to play in the third. This is one of those that, you know, I tell you what, I think having seen the Trojans play at their best, they're a better team than Iola on the surface, and that's my assessment of it, but they're not playing like it, and as longer this game gets closer and longer it stays closer, things can start to get out of hand. They do get a good transition bucket with Bailey. She picks up her 8th point of the ball game. The Trojans back in front by 2. Gotta have to do it with defense. Gonna have to get some steals and some runouts here to try to blow this thing open a little bit. There's a catch and another foul on Crane. Crane will pick up her second personal foul, team foul number 2 on the Trojans.
A lot of times when you get caught reaching like that, it's because you haven't moved your feet.
Yep. Flaherty going to go out. Ferguson will come out. Worrell will check in along with Kinsey Kester for the Trojans. Up by 2 on the right side for Holloway. Top of the key. Catch, a couple dribbles in. Trojans have kind of packed it inside. And good defense there by Bailey. They catch it, good backside pass, and a scoop shot. Foul is good, and they're going to call it on the shot. Both guys called it. One called it. I think one was maybe going to call it on the floor. The other calls it on the shot, and so an opportunity to take back the lead here. And that is Ellie Carson. She gave them their first lead of the ball game at the 7-minute mark of this third quarter, and not an opportunity to do it. Had an opportunity there, didn't get it. Rebound by Crane, and she'll run it up the floor. Gives off for Custer, and it's going to stay with the Trojans. I think Girard gets a break there. Coach Carlson recognizes it. So off to the right corner, Sands will inbound here from off screen. Into the paint. Up is blocked. Bailey went right at Michaela Bycroft, and she got a block shot. 4:25 approaching the midway point of this third quarter. Holloway right in the face is Kester. Back off. Here's Riley, stolen away by Crane. Crane going to run with it. Sid, stride for stride, up and good, layup good. She's faster than everybody else too. Crane's got 4 points, give her double digits. Trojans back in front, just maintaining that 2-point lead, nearly lost there by the Mustangs. Riley will bring it across over on the right wing. Back over for Carson, to the corner for Holloway. Not a real deep bench here for the Mustangs, and I was about to say, the way they played and their tightness on defense, and they only go, I think, they've gone 6 deep consistently. They have maybe 7, but this 6-person rotation pretty much is what they've going, and that's going to be hard to maintain.
Yeah, if you're playing that hard on the defensive end, it leads to fatigue and some mistakes on the offensive end. That's what we're seeing a little bit of.
And that's what Coach mentioned in our pregame interview, that they just don't go very deep. Driving, Crane, whoa, just too fast. Man, when she decides to take it, she's going to blow by you. She's got 6 in the third quarter. She only had 6 in the first half. Trojans are growing their lead now. There's a near steal, loose ball. Sands comes away with it. She'll get up. Hand off for Kester. Kinsey will drive. She'll go up with the right hand. Get the foul. And
one of these officials must have a date tonight or something. But looking at these guys, that's hard to believe.
There's someone out there for everyone, Josh.
I know. I'm living proof.
Great Mexican joint here in town. Maybe they're going to meet up there. There's another steal. Just telegrating their pass. Again, that comes back to fatigue, I think. Layup with the right hand good, and a timeout going to be called by Coach Carlson, I suspect.
Or not.
They get a turnover. Nope, she's not going to call it. I thought she would call that timeout there. 29-23. Trojans on a 6-0 run, and there's that timeout. I knew it was coming eventually. Timeout taken here with 2:32 to play in the third quarter. 29-23, your score. Trojans matching their largest lead of the ball game right now at 6. We're back in 1 minute. You're watching Trojan basketball on Girard Sports Live.
Chicken Annie's Girard is a proud supporter of Trojan athletics. Chicken Annie's of Girard serves up the area's best fried chicken and a whole lot more. Check out their weekly specials like chicken and noodles on Wednesdays, Thursday nights kids nights, and Friday boneless wings. Oh, and don't forget about those delicious homemade pies. Stop in or enjoy their mouth-watering favorites at home with carry-out and catering available. Chicken Annie's Girard, continuing a Southeast Kansas tradition. Learn more at chickenanniesgirard.com or call 620-724-4090.
Mathis Drug Store Incorporated has a proud Girard history of more than 50 years. Glenn and Karen Mathis took over the store in 1983 from Glenn's father and have been providing outstanding customer care and service since. At Mathis, they know their customers by name and value their support. Primary goal is to provide fast, accurate, friendly service. Mathis is a full-service pharmacy that accepts most insurance plans and supports competitive cash pricing. Mathis Drug Store, a proud supporter of Girard High School student-athletes.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Trojans' largest lead of the ball game again is 6. They had it early in the first quarter. They're midway through the first quarter, late in the first quarter, in fact. They're doing it on the defensive end, and Crane again the beneficiary. This time they got the steal, and she gets the finish. She's gotten a couple of those steals. She's got 8 points here in this third quarter, and the Trojans now up by 8. They trailed for the first time to start this third quarter. Now have their largest lead here with 2:02 to play. Here's Riley back over to the right wing for Carson. Here, move around, shot blocked by Bailey. She'll pick up her third. And this girl, I mean, the Mustangs, they're undersized for sure. I mean, they look like they'd be a phenomenal cross-country team.
Yeah.
And you think that maybe they have some of that endurance to be able to go up and down the floor, but it's just different. Inside a gym, playing defense all the time against a Trojan team that's now kind of running up and down the floor on you, and it's obvious that it's starting to kind of cause a little bit of fatigue. Holloway at the free throw line. She knocks down the first. That's not Holloway. Excuse me. Michaela Bycroft at the free throw line. Flaherty checks in to replace Gabby Sands. Excuse me, to replace Brittany Bailey. Ferguson out around midcourt. Bycroft made them both. 31-25. Into the paint, Crane. They just pack her on. She'll step back, shot up, no good. Rebound, Ferguson, she'll put it back up. Flaherty knocks it around, it goes out of bounds, last touched. JoJo kind of hides down inside there, and then all of a sudden you see her hands shoot up out of the air, and she gets a rebound.
Yeah, that's not what I was laughing at.
A lot of contact.
A whole lot of contact. It's like at about half court, the refs swallow their whistles.
They'll let them play in the paint.
And everywhere else.
Consistent, I guess. Trojans need to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
We're on the left side. Here's a three by Moore. No good. And gathered up by Flaherty, helped out by the Mustangs a little bit. Crane sits down. That last dead ball to take a little bit of a breather here for the Trojans. Got 8 points in this third quarter. Fourth quarter shortly coming. Sands will step up. She'll drive. Little runner in the lane, no good. And rebound pulled out of there by the Mustangs. Pulled out of there by Ellie Carson.
Trojans need to concentrate. Last time Crane sat down, there was a 6-point swing at the end of the half.
Yep. 37 seconds to play here in this third quarter. Off left side, good defense by Smith. Back over they'll go for Carson. She'll dish. Mike Bycroft, shot no good. And there again comes Ferguson just out of nowhere. 18 seconds. Ferguson with the run out. She'll pull it up. She carried it. Got her right hand fingers taped up and out there by herself. And I can't tell you what she was doing. She's running. It's 2-on-1, and she's thinking, am I going to pass it? Am I going to go for it? Am I going to pass it? Am I going to go for it? And sometimes you forget to dribble it.
Decisions.
12 seconds out. Plenty of time to run a play here. 9. Riley out top of the key for Holloway. To the corner. They work it for Moore. Shot up. No good. Rebound pulled out of there by the Trojans, and that's the end of the third quarter. Trojans build up to an 8-point lead. They lead it by 6 after 3. We'll head to the final quarter of play in 1 minute. You're watching Girard Trojan basketball on Girard Sports Live.
Producers Co-op of Girard has been serving the needs of farmers and ranchers in southeast Kansas for decades. With a wide range of products and services, you'll be sure to find what you're looking for. Contact the Agronomy Center for seed recommendations, seed treatments, crop scouting, and more, or stop by the farm store for feeds, equipment, supplies, clothing, and accessories. Producers Co-op also has bulk fuels and propane available. To see everything Producers Co-op Association has to offer, visit them online at www.girardcoop.com or give them a call at 620-724-8241.
Thanks to your support, Kennard Eye Care has expanded. With double the space, they offer more exam rooms, larger optical selection, and extended hours to fit your schedule. And with the latest technology, they can quickly diagnose any eye-related issues. All patients are welcome at Kennard Eye Care, the clear choice for your family's vision.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Well, here we go. The Girard Trojans up by 6, 31-25, trying to have a 4-game winning streak going to the Christmas break. They started out with a tough loss to Lillette County in game number 1, and since then haven't lost. A young team trying to get some experience with a very good player that's just made her show up again. She'll hand off, left side layup, Sands. And Sydney Crane, when you've got good players, you can only kind of hold them down for so long. And there was another steal. She's just done it on the defensive end, making steals and making easy layups after those steals. You work hard on defense, sometimes you get rewarded on the offensive end, and that's exactly what the MO has been here tonight for Sydney Crane.
Seems like Girard spent the whole third quarter in transition. Iola spent the whole third quarter in the half court.
So the Trojans go back up by 8, and they trim that lead back down to 6 on a 2-point bucket by Ellie Carson. Ellie's really been a big catalyst for them here in this third quarter, and second half rather, with 6 points. Into the paint, shot no good. Crane comes up with it. She tries to go up and under. A lot of girls watching. This is going to be a film study that is not going to be much fun for the Lady Trojans, I'm guessing, on whenever they do that. Maybe he'll let them have all the way to Christmas and then watch it coming back. Merry Christmas.
I wouldn't.
A lot of opportunities to coach here, I think, in this ball game. Student section starting to come into it right in front of us. It's good for a camera.
Yeah, great.
You're not experiencing an earthquake if you're watching this at home on your computer. That is poor planning on our part, perhaps. Not really what else we could do to it. Knocked it out of bounds.
Need to invent the hover cam.
Maybe. Well, you can run a drone the whole time during it.
That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Might be a little distracting.
We'd block shots. Little token pressure put in the backcourt. Trojans going to bring it across. 33-27. A little over 90 seconds into this fourth quarter. Sands wanting to go down inside a whirl. Posting up is Crane. She'll slide by the defender. Up in the little English and a little spin. And Crane's got 10 in the second half. She's almost hit her average. Averaging 20 points a contest. She's got 16 now after a quiet first quarter and quiet first half. And for her, on the right side more. Entry pass down inside for Sutterby. She's had some limited action. at the elbow. Riley back open more. They tried to get her a three-point shot at the end of the third quarter. You think maybe she's a three-point shooter. Here, high post, looking to drive now. Up and under. Shot blocked by Alyssa Gardner. And a putback no good by Sutterby, but a foul going to be called on the Trojans. And it will send her to the free throw line to shoot. 2 fouls a little lopsided right now. 5 teams for the fouls for the Trojans, only 1 for the Mustangs. And at the free throw line is Sutterby, and she knocks down the first one. She's 3 for 3 from the stripe on the night. She's got 3 points now. Sands, Smith, and Garner check out. Ferguson, Kester, and Bailey check in. Bailey playing with 3 fouls. Second one's no good. Rebound by Whirl. They go in there and get tied up. No, a foul going to be called. Ooh.
I was wondering if that was going to happen.
I thought maybe that was going to be a tie-up. Probably should have been. Luckily for the Trojans, it's not. It's foul called on Bycroft, her first. Team foul number 2. 35-28. Trojans have led by as many of 8 a couple of times. They lead by it right now. Trojans going to hold this basketball. This is enough of a lead for Coach to go in a little bit of a stall game. And Crane going to just work back baseline. Balls get stripped out of her hands. She'll dish off Will Moore. And now here comes Riley. Off to Moore, wide open. Thought about the 3, didn't take it. A little gunshot perhaps. Riley's not. She'll pull the trigger. No good. Rebound Kester. Good board there by Kinsey Kester. She'll run it up in front court. Crane. Oh, good night. Nose breaker. You're going to get one of those in the nose. Now's the time to do it, because if you do it late in the season, it's too close to prom season for these girls.
Yeah, you got 2 weeks to get over it here over Christmas.
It's for some good stories, perhaps.
Good family photos.
You got to be ready to go when Sydney Crane's on the floor, because she can flat dish. Have those hands up. Said that about Lake Damon a couple years ago. He's got the ball. You better be ready to catch the ball, because it can be coming at you at any moment from anywhere. And she can do that. Another empty frame by the Mustangs. If they're going to try to come back, they're going to have to get some points on the board on these offensive possessions. They just haven't had anything go through the hole much in this fourth quarter. Just 1 field goal, 1 free throw. Trojans fine and content with it being a low-scoring fourth quarter, as long as they can hold on to this lead. Crane going to get a foul drawn on her. That is going to be on Riley, her second. Team foul number 3 on the Mustangs. We're all going to check out. Back in comes Gabby Sands for the Trojans. And we're almost at the midway point of this fourth quarter. Bringing out of bound midcourt. Over to Sands. Probably the 2 best ball handlers on the floor right now with those 2. Pick going to be coming over by Bailey. Fake that screen, and then Crane just blows by her defender. That first step is critical. Trojans' largest lead now is 10. Here, just past the midway point of the fourth quarter. Trojans trying to, again, win 4 in a row to close out this first set of games, kind of the first quarter of the season. You're guaranteed 20. They'll play 5, so it's right at a quarter of the year. Guaranteed 21. There's a steal by Kester. Then she fights for it. She wants it more. Here she comes. She'll take it up. She'll be fouled hard. And Kinsey going to take the defensive end to the other floor. Gets a nice little coaching opportunity there from Gabby Sands, who does her nice job. And Kinsey will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Nice effort there by her. The first one by Kester up and in. She'll be in the scorebook. Charlie Willis, she had a 2-point bucket in that second quarter.
Yeah, she's the starting point guard for the JV team for Girard, so she's already played several quarters tonight.
Yeah, her, Bailey, they get about 6 quarters a night. That's all you're allowed. The first one was good. Second one's not good. It's 38-27.
A little double dribble action over there.
So, 38-28 is what they have on the board. I had 27. I must have missed one. Now it's a 10-point lead. Oh, Crane gets tripped. Got to be careful. Got their feet tangled up. She'll get up and shake it off. 3:04 to play in this ball game. Trojans holding on now to a 10-point lead. This game was tied at 9 after one quarter, tied at 17 at halftime. Trojans built a 6-point lead at the end of the third quarter. Here's Flaherty at the free throw line. Good. She likes that shot. We haven't seen her take a lot of them this year so far, but she can knock down that little set free throw shot. Now the Trojans' largest lead is 12. Smith hasn't had a pester in a while. She's coming up on the backside right now. And
that was a near pester.
Yep, in and out of the hands of Crane. And gathered back up. Here's Moore. She'll fire that three. No good. Rebound, Crane. Sid's going to run with it. Run to the floor. Long pass up in front for Bailey. Catch. Left hand layup. No good. Trailing is Flaherty. She'll put it up. She's fouled. And they got that little outlet. And Sydney put it right on the money for Bailey. Maybe put one on the deck one time, but it helps kind of get that balance as you go to the rim. But she takes it up, misses it. But Flaherty, luckily for her, trailing behind. Kaylin's going to miss the first one. Trojans have scored 23 points here in this second half. They only had 17 at halftime, so a little bit better offensive performance. Limited the Mustangs to just 11 so far.
I'm looking forward to Coach's post-game interview.
He's always positive, although there's plenty to be talked about here that they need to work on, but they'll get it squared away, and he's going to be thrilled that they're 4-1 as soon as they can hold on here down the stretch of this fourth quarter. And there's just, I said they would make adjustments at halftime, and I was correct. Much better second half. There's a steal by Smith, third pester of the ball game, and foul going to be called on the Mustangs. You know, quickly they are now up over the bonus and going to send to the Trojans the free throw line to shoot 1-1. That was called on Carson, her second. Bailey will go to the free throw line to shoot.
Man, Bailey's been such a pleasant surprise this year for the Trojans.
Flaherty on the rebound, put back up and good. Nice rebound and put back. The offensive rebounds just weren't there. Rebounding really wasn't there in the first half. It's been much better here in the second half. On the other end, driving, charge. Bailey draws the contact on the baseline, heads up strong. Nice play there by the Trojans. And it's an offensive foul. Trojans are going to get back with 1:46 to play. This is going to end up again being lopsided. Last two ball games have been that way. They end up being lopsided on the scoreboard because the Trojans take advantage of some opportunities in the third quarter and then kind of pull away in the fourth quarter. But there's Flaherty, neither nice dish, but mishandled, loose ball to be determined. Coming out of there by the Mustangs.
Been playing too many Bulldogs here lately.
It's the first game in a week and a half that isn't. There's a foul going to be called on the floor. Grizzlies, Bulldogs. Grizzlies, Lions, Bulldogs, Bulldogs, Mustangs. That's a pretty good start.
Yeah. Pretty good petting zoo.
Mustangs would feed them all. Well, Mustangs have been known to be pretty fierce. They can protect themselves against things like Lions.
They run in herds.
Yeah. Affected by numbers. 43-28, another steal by the Trojans. A missed opportunity again by the Mustangs. They're going to look at their film and probably think they had some opportunities, certainly on the offensive floor. They just didn't get the ball to go through the hole. Trojans had a little bit to do that defensively. Smith off to Sands. Trojans trying to run the final minute. Got to be crisp down the stretch. An opportunity for a run out here. Layup with the right hand, good. By Kelsey Morrison. Her first field goal of the ball game comes right here with under a minute to play in it. 43-30, and Coach Herlocker going to call a timeout just to roll some subs in. Coach Carlson will take advantage of that timeout, though. We'll keep it right here. Trojans are going to get the win here today, and again, just have improved steadily. This may be a slight step backwards, but still to get a win. And Coach Herlocker always talks about how tough this is, a tough place to play. And
it is.
One of the best coaches in Southeast Kansas in charge of them. So any win's a good win. Go into the break with a 4-1 record. Got to be pleased with that.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of a hostile environment. You got a good opposing coach, good environment here, a loud pep band, and a mezzanine. I mean, there's a lot to overcome.
Got the boys game coming up in just a little bit. Trojan men trying to close out this first portion of the season as well on a 4-game winning streak. I think their effort may be even tougher than what the Trojans ladies saw here today.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a pretty tight affair.
Inbound Flaherty. She'll put it up, no good. Rebound Gardner. Good effort there by Garner. Back outside for Sands, 35 seconds to play. Ooh, mishandled there. And gathered back up by the Mustangs. Kelsey Morrison off to Riley. Over right side, looking to go drive. There's a long three, no good. Rebound by Katie Bauer. And she was shooting, so she'll go to the free throw line to shoot too. Foul was called on the Trojans.
They got Garner.
Yeah. Gardner, her first personal foul, second personal foul, rather, team foul number 7. And this free throw there by Bauer. .9 on the clock, and here's the second one up and good. Trojans should be able to inbound and let it roll. Smith going to bring it across the timeline. 6.5 seconds. Mustangs will pull off, and Trojans will get the win here. 43, a workman's-like affair here today. One of those you just want to survive, and the Trojans do win. They get the survival game, and they will move into the Christmas break again on a 4-game winning streak with a 43-31 win over the Iola Mustangs here in Iola. Trojans win at 43-31. We'll talk about it next on the Evans Motors postgame show. We'll hear from the head coach of the Girard Lady Trojans, Brad Herlocker. We'll give you your final stats. All that and much, much more still to come here on the Evans Motors postgame show, brought to you by Evans Motors. They've been helping get people on the road since 1935. Stop by the lot just south of Pittsburgh. See Nate or Eddie for a test drive. Or let them find you a vehicle that is right for you. Check out their online store at evansmotors.net. Trojans win it 43-31. We're back in 2 minutes on the Evans Motors postgame show on Girard Sports Live.
For over 80 years, Evans Motors has provided some of the best handshakes in the 4-state area. No matter what type of handshake a situation calls for, Evans Motors will guide the hand into its proper position with the correct amount of pressure. Risky handshakes, classic handshakes, or something in between, Nate and Eddie have an arsenal of shakes, roughly umpteen. So the next time you want an optimal handshake, come to Evans Motors in Pittsburgh.
For more than 20 years, Call Service has been serving Southeast Kansas. Right now, Call Service has a huge selection of hand-cooked tires, including hand-cooked Dynapro ATM. Farmers and ranchers trust Call Service as their trucks crisscross Southeast Kansas, providing on-the-farm tire service daily. Plus, Call's is the first stop for lube and oil changes. Get back in the game with your new set of hand-cooked tires, never halfway. Available now at Call Service. Check them out online at callservicellc.com or call 620-724-4121.
For all your insurance and financial service needs, call your State Farm agent TJ Belcher in Girard today.
Paoni Dental is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. Chris Paoni DDS offers exceptional dentistry for all ages in a friendly atmosphere. In fact, Chris Paoni has been caring for smiles since 1993. No wonder so many Trojan fans look so good. Paoni Dental offers preventative care, Invisalign, whitening, bridges, crowns, and more. Stop by today and ask about the all-new CEREC dental system, offering same-day crowns, start to finish, right there in the office. To learn more, visit them at 106 South Ozark in Girard or go online to paonidental.com.
First National Bank of Girard is proud to be the oldest bank in Crawford County, serving the area since 1878. With 139 years of experience, it's no surprise First National Bank of Girard has such a great reputation for quality customer service. First National Bank of Girard is committed to providing the best quality products and services, including online banking and bill pay, loans, CDs, and more. Use the convenient drive-up window or come on in and see all of the friendly faces at First National Bank of Girard, proud supporter of Trojan athletics.
This is Girard Sports Live.
There's a couple of handsome fellas right there. Welcome back to Iola High School, home of the Mustangs. Girard Trojans victorious here over the Iola Lady Mustangs, Coach. That's one of those games you're just happy to get behind you, I think. Neither team came out and played terribly well or crisp in that first quarter, second quarter. I think some of that's by design on both defenses, but all in all, one of those workman type, bring your lunch pail and get it done.
Yeah, you know, me and Coach Carlson are very much alike in that we try to take what people like to do and we try to take that away and make them do something different. And, you know, I don't know that they did a great job of doing that to us. I felt like most of the time it was self-inflicted, but, you know, nonetheless, you know, the girls, you know, last quarter and a half of that game, I think we played like we can play. Up until then, you know, I have higher expectations for our kids than that. So,
how do you go in there at halftime? You're all tied up at 17-all, and obviously you had a 6-point lead in the quarter, let that kind of squander away, and then tied at halftime. What was the conversation like there at the break?
Well, to be honest with you, I kind of jumped them at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah.
And I don't know that went real well. So, you know, at halftime, I actually, you know, kind of left it up to them. Kind of, you know, hey, guys, what's going on right now? Right. I don't think there's anything X's and O's. It's just a body language mentality all the way around. We're not here right now, and what's it going to take for us to get there? And you know, I think they responded fairly well. And like I said, you know, last quarter and a half, we played pretty good basketball.
You're 4-1 right now going into the Christmas break. It's got to feel good to be at that point and have a 4-game winning streak going into the break. How do you approach things right now to close out this first portion of the year and then going into next year?
Well, you know, if you would have told me at the beginning of the year we'd be 4-1 right now, I'd be very, very pleased with where we're at. You know, I don't feel like we've played to our potential yet. You know, maybe that's waiting if we can get J.C. Murphy back and we get Jada Valley back and get that full stable of guards and you know, go from there. You know, maybe that's what we're waiting for, but I don't think we've peaked. I don't think we're near the top of where we can play.
Well, that's a good thing. And then right now, sitting at 4-1. Coach, we appreciate you. Have a great holiday break, and we'll get going again in 2018. How about that?
It'll be a lot happier because of the win.
Always is. Head coach of Girard Trojans, Brad Herlocker, joining us here on the Evans Motors Postgame Show. Coach's interviews, as always, brought to you by Community National Bank and Trust, serving the area for 30 years. Stop in soon to pick up your very own Girard Trojan instant issue mascot debit card. Community National Bank and Trust, a proud supporter of Girard schools. Learn more at mybankcmb.com. We're back in 2 minutes to wrap things up there on the girls' side. Get ready for the boys' game. You're watching the Evans Motors Postgame Show on Girard Sports Live.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Community National Bank and Trust has been serving the area for 30 years with a strong commitment to the highest quality leadership and banking services. Stop in soon to pick up your very own Girard Trojan Instant Issue Mascot Debit Card. While you're there, be sure to ask about their e-Power checking, mobile banking, and bill pay, and new Guardian Secure Checking. Learn more online at mybankcnb.com. Community National Bank and Trust, member FDIC, and a proud supporter of Girard Schools. Go Trojans!
This is Girard Sports Live.
You're back on us here. Hey, look at that. There you are, Josh. There I am. Let's do the basketball court. Yeah, look at all those fans there. Packing it inside here. Iola Mustangs, home of the Iola Mustangs. B.J. Harris, Josh Lettner, that was him just a moment ago. The Lady Trojans winning here, victorious tonight. Final score 43-31. Time to look at your final stats, brought to you by Westridge Assisted Living, allowing seniors to remain active and enjoying their daily lives in a worry-free, stress-free environment. Stop by and see Kathy in Girard to learn more about what Westridge Assisted Living has to offer your loved ones. For the Mustangs, nobody in double figures. 8 points for Ellie Carlson, 7 points for Colby Riley, 6 points for Madison Holloway, and then 4 points for Michaela Bycroft, 3 points for Shaylee Setterbury, 3 points for Katie Bauer, 2 points for Kelsey Morrison. If nothing else, pretty much all the girls who were in the rotation got on the scoreboard for the Lady Trojans. 18 points from Sydney Crane, 8 points from Brittany Bailey, 5 points from Kaylin Flaherty, 4 points for Gabby Sands, 3 points for Kenzie Kessler, and 1 point for JoJo Ferguson. And it just for what it's worth, most nights our player of the game could be Sydney Crane, and we probably should almost give it to her every night. She had 18 points tonight, a lot of steals, and a really good performance. But we'll go ahead and spread the love a little bit. I thought Brittany Bailey had a pretty good ball game for the Lady Trojans. Certainly in the first half, she had 6 of her 8 points in the first half, and kind of helped them stay the course at times in that first half. So our player of the game is going to be Brittany Bailey. Player of the game, as always, is brought to you by Brocob Construction, where they specialize in new home construction. To learn more or to get a free estimate, call Matt Brocob at 620-687-2381. 31-43 is the 43-31. Lady Trojans are victorious. We got the boys game coming up in just a little bit. Up next, we're going to kick off the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show. We're going to hear from the head coach of the Girard Trojans, Rod Westcott, on the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show, brought to you by Community National Bank and Trust. Again, make sure you pick up your very own Girard Trojan Instant Issue Mascot Debit Card. Community National Bank and Trust is a proud supporter of Girard Schools. Learn more online at mybankcnb.com. Coach Rod Westcott's next on the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show on Girard Sports Live.
Crawcan Telephone Cooperative has been serving Girard in southeast Kansas for 65 years. In 1952, we helped our members connect with each other using telephone lines. Today, we connect our members with the entire world using fiber optics. While the technology has changed, our commitment to deliver it to our members has not. Good luck, Trojans, from your friends at Crawcan. Check us out on the web at ckt.net.
Producers Co-op of Girard has been serving the needs of farmers and ranchers in southeast Kansas for decades. With a wide range of products and services, you'll be sure to find what you're looking for. Contact the Agronomy Center for seed recommendations, seed treatments, crop scouting, and more, or stop by the farm store for feeds, equipment, supplies, clothing, and accessories. Producers Co-op also has bulk fuels and propane available. To see everything Producers Co-op Association has to offer, visit them online at www.girardcoop.com or give them a call at 620-724-8241.
When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, then I look at you. And I know it's gonna be a lovely day, lovely day.
If you're in the market to buy or sell a house, land, or commercial space, look no further than Lehman Realty. Locally owned and operated, Jason Lehman and his staff are ready to meet the needs of every client. When it comes to your listing, you can trust that Lehman Realty will take the time to get to know you and your property. Lehman Realty is a proud supporter of Girard Trojan Athletics. Learn more at www.lehmanrealty.net or call Jason at 620-724-8020.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Welcome back to the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show here on Girard Sports Live. BJ Harris along with you as we settle in for a high school basketball boys and girls doubleheader tonight. The Girard Lady Trojans and on the road to take on the Iola Mustangs. Joining us now, the head coach of the Girard Trojans, Brad Herlocker. Coach, a good win again Friday night. Probably a little bit of an emotional ball game with all some of the festivities that were going on as well, but good to get out there against Liberal and get a victory against a pretty tenacious team again. One of those games where you guys had to fight your way through it, but ended up getting the victory in the end. Kind of how do you grade your performance against the Bulldogs?
Overall, I think we did a decent job. We had a lot of missed assignments, I felt like, in the first half with our pressure. We gave up more easy baskets than I like to give up in a basketball game. But, we were able to come back at our end and answer, and we were able to get some easy baskets out of our pressure. So, I think overall it balanced itself out. Our most critical issue, I thought, in that game was rebounding the basketball. And, I think we did a very bad job of limiting them to one possession and getting the rebound and keep them from getting offensive rebounds. And
welcome back to the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show here on Girard Sports Live. BJ Harris along with you on the backside of a high school basketball doubleheader. Talking to the head basketball coach of the Girard Trojans, Rod Westcott. This interview is always brought to you by Brumback Service Center. And, Coach, another good win on Friday night against Liberal. A team that had some things going for them, at times in that ball game. But in the end, you guys were just too much for them. It was a lopsided win on the scoreboard. It was anything but that in that game. Just how was your overall impression, how your guys played?
Yeah, we talked after the game the other night, and I thought, the first half, they really took it to us. I thought we competed, but didn't compete probably at the highest level that we're capable of in that first half. In the second half, I thought we got things going a little bit better, really got after them on the defensive end, and tempo was probably more to our liking in the second half than what the first half was. They like to pound it inside and get the inside-outside game going, and they're pretty patient offensively. And if we can speed things up a little bit, I think that helps us. So, got to give our guys a lot of credit. They really battled and come out of halftime and played well the second half, and were able to hang on and get it done.
Yeah, and our player of the game was Evan Troike. It just seemed like he was everywhere. I said his name. It was crazy because I had said his name 50 times, but he only had 8 points at the time that I said that. I looked down and said, he's only got 8 points, but it seemed like every time down the floor we were saying his name, whether he was distributing or pulling down a rebound. He just was such a part of making you guys go the other night.
Yeah, he had some big steals in that second half. I guess some skip passes. Just seems to be in the right place all the time. Got a good nose for the ball. And when it goes up, he's going to go get it, whether it's on offense or defense. He's one of our better rebounders. What is he? I think we got him at 5'10", and then we might be stretching him a little bit there. But, does a great job going out and getting the ball. And really has done a nice job handling the ball for us, kind of our point guard. And really distributing the ball, getting it where it needs to be, and he's starting to look to score a little bit, which we need him to do. So had a nice game again, and, I really thought all of our guards played pretty well. Did a good job taking care of the basketball. The pressure didn't bother us as much as what it did earlier in the season. So hopefully that's a sign of good things to come.
All right, Iola tonight, the Mustangs. That's always not a great place to play for you guys, but you go up to Iola. What do you know of them? What do you expect out of that game?
Well, in the past, they've had a really good band.
Yeah.
It's been very loud, and it's been a tough place to play. But, they get it rocking over there, and I kind of enjoy it. I mean, it's a tough environment. I don't know what it'll be like tonight, being on a Monday night, the school getting out, but usually it's a great environment to play in, a loud gym. And, as far as basketball goes, they've got some big kids that are probably going to give us fits. They've got a 6'8" kid that plays inside, the senior that's been there. And, he gave us fits last year. The Holloway kid, just a nice all-around player. Does a lot of good things for him. I've got another kid that's last name is Sig, and they run some high-low with those two that, will probably give us fits. So we'll have to do a good job inside, and, hopefully we can take those two away. If we can take those two away, I like our chances. But it's a lot easier said than done.
All right, Coach. We appreciate your time as always, and good luck tonight.
All right, thanks, BJ.
Head coach of the Girard Trojans, Rod Westcott, joining us here on the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show. We'll step away, take a quick break. So to come, your starting lineups, keys to the game, opening tip-off, all from Iola, the Trojans and Mustangs next on Girard Sports Live.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Chicken Annie's Girard is a proud supporter of Trojan Athletics. Chicken Annie's of Girard serves up the area's best fried chicken and a whole lot more. Check out their weekly specials like chicken and noodles on Wednesdays, Thursday nights kids nights, and Friday boneless wings. Oh, and don't forget about those delicious homemade pies. Stop in or enjoy their mouth-watering favorites at home with carry-out and catering available. Chicken Annie's Girard, continuing a Southeast Kansas tradition. Learn more at chickenanniesgirard.com or call 620-724-4090.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Back out here live, Iola High School. Girard Trojans get ready to take on the Iola Mustangs backside of a high school basketball doubleheader. Girard Lady Trojans victorious just a little bit ago in their opportunity tonight as they knocked off the Iola Mustangs 43-31. Lady Trojans led by Sydney Crane with 18 points. Trojan men getting ready to take on the Mustang men. BJ Harris with you alongside me, Josh Lettner, as we get ready for this one. Just heard from Coach Westcott. His interview brought to you by Brumback Service Center, 312 East St. John in Girard. Coach has been getting the team tuned up, so why not get your car tuned up at Brumback Service Center? Offering oil changes, new tires, alignments, muffler repair, and even country clipper mowers. Stop by and see the crew at Brumback Service Center or call 620-724-6770. Again, mentioned area updates brought to you by Bumper to Bumper of Girard, formerly Burnham and Auto Parts, serving the area since 1935. Come in and talk with Willie if you're in the need for belts, Bosch brake pads, Wix filters, Timekin bearings, and so much more. Bumper to Bumper, 101 East Prairie in Girard. Not a lot going on tonight. We've got this ball game. Missouri, Lamar is at Galena tonight, another CNC opponent, hosting a Missouri team. And then Carthage is at St. Mary's Colgan tomorrow. Coffeyville is at Frontenac, and Neodesha is at Riverton. Your area matchups. Time to look at your starting lineups, brought to you by Pearls and Curls Boutique. The Trojans will start this game in style, but nowhere near the style you'll find it. Pearls and Curls Boutique, a great new shabby chic located next door to the Sheer Expressions on the south side of the square in Girard. Check them out at facebook.com/Pearls and Curls KS. Pearls A&D Curls KS. First for the Mustangs, it'll be number 4, Cale Barnhart, a senior. Number 22, Isaac Vink, a senior. Number 23, Ethan Holloway, a senior. He'll be one of their main guys. Number 25, Derek Bycroft, a junior. The only junior on the starting lineup. And then number 33, Matt Miller for the Trojans. It's going to be Brett Ferguson. Ryder World going to get the start with Carter Doherty out of the ball game. Caleb Muya, Evan Troike, and Ethan Goff for the Trojans. We'll step away for the national anthem. We'll be back in 2 minutes. You're watching Trojan basketball on Girard Sports Live.
Ag Choice of Hepler is a proud supporter of Girard Trojan Athletics. Of course, Ag Choice has all the products you need to keep your crops growing, like fertilizer, crop protection products, and seed. But Ag Choice is also the first stop for keeping your livestock operation going, with a great selection of farm supplies, equipment, and quality feeds. To find solutions to all of your agricultural needs, contact Joe Murphy of Ag Choice of Hepler at 620-368-4347. Ag Choice of Hepler is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans.
G&W Foods is the one-stop shop for everything you need to feed the family. With a great selection of quality, fresh, and delicious foods, you're sure to find something to satisfy every appetite. With friendly and knowledgeable staff, the folks at G&W Foods can help you find what you need so you can get in, get out, and on your way with your day. Plus, don't forget G&W Foods for the great daily lunch specials. Open 7 days a week. Check out their weekly Facebook-only specials. The G&W Foods family super wishes the Girard Trojans the best of luck.
Norris Outdoor has a huge selection of quality billboards spread throughout Southeast Kansas, giving you the ability to put your business in front of thousands of customers daily. But did you know? Norris Outdoor can also be where you get your next digital sign for your business, school, church, or sports venue. Norris Outdoor Signs is now a distributor of Sky Slate digital signs, giving you direct from the manufacturer pricing and giving your business a brand new look with high-resolution digital signage. To learn more, call Jared Norris at 620-249-7462. Norris Outdoor is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Back out here live, Iola High School. Girard Trojans getting ready to take on the Iola Mustangs. BJ Harris and Josh Lettner getting ready for this one. Time to look at your keys of the game, brought to you by Fort Scott Community College. With more than 40 fields of study, there is something for everyone at Fort Scott Community College. Students can take general education courses or complete an associate's degree or certificate. Visit fortscott.edu or call 620-223-2700 for more information. Josh, keys of the game, the Trojan men are going to be playing without Carter Doherty, and that's got to be a big loss for them. It's got to be part of the key of the game.
Yeah, Brett Ferguson, he's going to have to come out and be a force under the bucket. We know he's got the length and the height to be disruptive down there, but he's going to have to position his feet and his body well and fight for rebounding position tonight, because they are missing that big physical presence on the inside that is Connor Doherty. And so Ferguson's going to have to play a little bit above his usual performance tonight.
And also, Evan Troike you don't think of him as a post player necessarily because he's also the point guard.
Pulls down a lot of rebounds.
But he pulls down a ton of rebounds, and he's a presence down inside getting after it. And for the Mustangs, it'll be Ethan Holloway. He's one of their catalysts, big guy. They have him listed about 6'8". He's got some length, and that's that could be a problem. You know, you lose your best big guy, and then they've got one of the best big guys in Southeast Kansas, and Ethan Holloway. He plays tight end for them, the football team, and big size inside. And then the guy just went out there, Evan Sig, right there. He's a big-bodied guy and pretty good football player for them as well here for this one. This is going to wrap it up, our coverage of Girard Trojan basketball here for this year, 2017, of course. We've still got plenty more basketball to come here, including, I think, 16 games guaranteed in the new year. Is a guaranteed 21 on the year. We've got 5 under our belt right now. We'll have those for you. We get things going again, I think, on January 9th. Back in action as the Trojans are at home, I believe, on the 9th. And we'll get going in earnest, and then into the midseason tournament at Wilson County Classic. And then after the Wilson County Classic always kicks off conference schedule, and we'll be underway with that. Opening tip-off is brought to you by Lyric Ceramics, 503 West Maple in Girard. Stop by Lyric Ceramics for great gift ideas and supplies. Get creative when it comes to gift buying and get your friends and family a beautiful ceramic piece or maybe even glasses from Lyric Ceramics. Call 620-724-8442. It'll be the Trojans at center court. Might be a fun little matchup to watch here tonight between these two young men who face each other right at center court. Caleb Muya against Ethan Holloway. For the Trojans, they'll win that toss. Muya, he can leap a little bit. Trojans will have it, moving from right to left. Again, Ryder Worrell in the ball game in a starting lineup. The sophomore. A small set for the Trojans. Here's Troike. They'll have to be patient in the half court as well to find their spots. Goff will have it. He'll drive. He'll elevate. Blocked by Holloway. Gathered up, though. Fought for Ferguson. He'll go out. Troike fighting for it. Still fighting for it. And a jump ball going to be favor of the Mustangs. And 30 seconds into this one. Already got a block shot again. You got to change things a little bit when you're going in against that kind of height in the middle.
Yeah, I think the Trojans may have to get their outside shooting fired up to kind of loosen up that defense, keep them from packing the lane.
Off left side, the Mustangs move it. Off the left wing now for Vink. He'll work it into Holloway. They come out and double him on the baseline. He gets going backwards, and Vink gets it, force it down inside. Gathered back up by Iola, and they'll move it back around. Remind us next time to ask where the student section is before we set up our camera.
Before we post up right behind them.
Off to the right wing. Work it down inside for Sig. He's got the Holloway. That's where they want to get the basketball, and he gets one off the back iron. It hits and drops in for Ethan Holloway. An early 2-0 lead for Iola. Trojans on the other end of the floor for Muya. Here's Goff. Entry down inside Troike. Here's Ferguson. Oh, he's wide open. Got to take that shot, Brett. Shot up no good. Rebound though pulled out of there by Troike. Here's Goff. He'll pull the trigger on top of the three key. No good. And rebound pulled out of there. Still to be determined. Muya come out of there with it somehow. He'll take it straight up off the glass. No good. There is Ryder Worrell up and good. Boy, the Trojans worked at it there a little bit. several opportunities at it, and now here come the Mustangs in transition. They'll pull back and slow down here with Bycroft. Back over. Entry down inside, knocked away, and loose ball. Boy, both teams have spent more time on the floor than they have in the air, and then somehow Sig comes out of there with it up and in.
Trojans can't secure the ball when it's loose.
On the left side, Worrell going to control it. Early going of this one. From Iola on the right side for Troike. Worrell pumping, and they're going to say he traveled with it. Kind of had a little hiccup when he went to drive with his right hand. And
you got to move both feet in order to get a walk. I don't think he moved both feet.
It looked funny, but I'm not sure if it was.
Yeah, it wasn't a walk.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't look good, but I'm not sure it was a travel.
On to the right wing. Looking to drive baseline. Shot no good, but he has fouled. Good take there by Derek Bycroft, the lone junior, who starts.
Well, it seems like between these games, these officials were born again. They have a different outlook on life here in this boys game.
Definitely let the ladies play a little bit. Not a ton of fouls. Called till late in that ball game. And at the free throw line is Bycroft, and he'll knock down the first one. 5-2, Iola on top here. 5:26 to play in the first quarter. Second one up and good by Bycroft. 2-2. Trojans need a score here. Muya controlling on the left wing. Skip pass off right side for Worrell to the corner for Troike. He'll drive, pull up, little 10-foot runner. Good. Got to have Evan attacking. He gets the bucket to go. Trojans cut the lead to 2. On the right side for Barnhart. Into the high post for Sig. Bounce pass down low for Holloway. Turn away, fade away on the way, no good. And rebound pulled out of there by the Trojans. Here comes Troike. Driving. Troike, kick. Goff all alone. 3 on the way. No good. Rebound, Muya. One dribble. Hard up. Off the glass. Good. Good hard work there by Caleb Muya. And he gets the bucket to go. Trojans have tied it up at 6 apiece. 4:30 to play in the first quarter. Off left wing for Barnhart. Off to Sig. Fighting for it. Big body down low on the corner. Now he's caught, and he'll lose it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Mustangs. Again, another player on the floor.
And again, Mustangs retain possession.
Sig's a big kid. He's got a body. Looks like a kid who could probably play O-line at the next level. Watched him play in the football, and he was impressive for them. Into the ball game comes Isaac Vink for Iola. There's a steal by the Trojans. Goff coming away with it. Muya. Outside for Ferguson. Brett. Low, slow pass, but Goff comes away with it. He'll take it up. He should have been fouled. Wasn't. Another block. There's Holloway. Worrell. Goff. 3. No good. And last touch. No. Gathered up by the Mustangs. They'll outlet. Here they come. Derek Bycroft. They've got some numbers. Back across the lane. Up and good. And that's the guy who just checked in. Kane Rogers. 8-6 your score. Trojans with it on the left side. Baseline, Muya forces one up, no good. Knocked around and pulled out of there by Holloway. That height, that length, just too much right now for the Trojans. Baseline, pull up on the baseline, just inside there. It is a basket up and good by Isaac Vink, and now 4 or 5 guys have already scored for the Mustangs. Spreading around the love a little bit here. 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. 10-6 your score. Trojans down by 4. They've trailed by 4 a couple of times. Here running, Muya. Maybe forced a little too much there. There's Ferguson. He'll go up, and a foul going to be called on the floor as Ferguson dropped that shoulder to try to barrel his way in there.
Yeah, if you're the Trojans, you got to play to contact. I mean, right now, Iola's got a height advantage until you can go in there and force some fouls.
2:49 to play first quarter. Trojans going to have the basketball. Out goes Barnhart. In comes Blake Ashmore for the Mustangs. In the paint, Muya up and over the top. Off the glass and good. Well, that's a nice little shot there for Muya. Trojans back to a 2-point ball game. Driving, nearly stolen away. They'll get it to the high post for Holloway. Stripped out from his hand nearly by Goff. And now a travel going to be called on the Mustangs. Trying to blow by is Derek Bycroft. And it'll go back to the Trojans with 2:24 to go first quarter. Into the ball game. Good rotation here. They play quite a few guys. Do the Mustangs. Zach Coakley checking into the ball game. Freshman coming into the ball game. Driving. Elevate. Muya. Good night. Skying up. You know my daughter ran camera for us on Friday, Josh, and she was awed by the elevation of Caleb Muya. And she's only 10. I'm 30, almost 36, and I'm quite awed by his elevation as well. Ryder Worrell picks up his first personal foul, team foul number 2 on the Trojans. Ferguson going to check out. Zane Henderson will check in for Girard. Holloway going to get his first break of the ball game. The Mustangs will have it moving from left to right. On the left wing, now right corner. Top of the key they go. Now high post for Sig, and they'll kick back out to him. Knocked it bounds. It'll stay with the Mustangs here with 1:45 to play in the first half, all tied up at 10 apiece. Top of the key controlling for Rager, just checked into the ball game. Knocked around, nearly stolen away. Sig skies up, he'll grab it. Loose ball, now gathered up, and a foul. Troike can elevate a little bit also, and he's been in some passing lanes that have helped tip some balls in the air, and then the Trojans have to hustle. It's going to take every opportunity. The Trojans are going to have to get every 50-50 ball if they want to have an opportunity this ball game. They're going to have to get after those ones. That's why I think so many bodies have already hit the floor, because they recognize that. Here's Henderson. Out top of the key for Goff. Swing it quickly to Troike. Go inside for Worrell. Worrell nearly lost it. Gathered up. Here's Evan. He'll elevate. 10-footer on the way. No good. Ryder Worrell comes away with it. Ryder to Troike. What a good dish. What a good finish. Trojans get their first lead of this ball game here with 1:14 to play in this first quarter. On the bucket by Troike, on the dish by Worrell. And ball kicked out of bounds. Kicked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Mustangs, and Holloway comes back in the ball game. That was a short-lived break for that young man.
Not much offense without him.
Bink to inbound, and he'll get it right back to him on the left side. Back around for Ashmore. High post, Holloway. Trying to go high-low. Sig, he got past him. Up and in. His second bucket of the ball game. Back to a tie ball game, 12-12. Up the floor they go. Goff, Troike on the right wing. Here's Henderson to the corner of Muya. Baseline, he'll drive. Caught up and under. Good night. Caleb fighting for it. Now he'll go with the left hand. That one's partially blocked. Last touched by Muya. Maybe a little too much there for Caleb. You get down there, you get somebody cracks at it. He's just so confident he can make that shot.
Yep. Well, when you're triple team, somebody's got to be open.
Yep. Push off right side. Swing it to the left wing for Ashmore. He'll come back top of the screen for Rager. Move it quickly back around. Here's Ashmore. Now that's Rager into the paint. Holloway, pull up, dump off. Sig, shot up good. That's a high-low game, and Coach mentioned that in our interview that they've got a great high-low set, and that is what it looks like, and it's working right now. Sig has been the beneficiary. He's got 6. Here's Troike at the free throw line. No good. Can't get it to roll in, and that's the end of the first quarter. Iola going to have the lead after 1. We're back in 1 minute. You're watching Girard Trojan basketball on Girard Sports Live.
First National Bank of Girard is proud to be the oldest bank in Crawford County, serving the area since 1878. With 139 years of experience, it's no surprise First National Bank of Girard has such a great reputation for quality customer service. First National Bank of Girard is committed to providing the best quality products and services, including online banking and bill pay, loans, CDs, and more. Use the convenient drive-up window or come on in and see all of the friendly faces at First National Bank of Girard, a proud supporter of Trojan athletics.
For over 80 years, Evans Motors has provided some of the best handshakes in the four-state area. No matter what type of handshake a situation calls for, Evans Motors will guide the hand into its proper position with the correct amount of pressure. Risky handshakes, classic handshakes, or something in between, Nate and Eddie have an arsenal of shakes, roughly umpteen. So the next time you want an optimal handshake, come to Evans Motors in Pittsburgh.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Trojans trail by 2, 14-12 here after one quarter of play. Mustangs led by as many as 4 at one point in that first quarter. Trojans took the lead and relinquished that lead. Here's Goff on the left side. He'll go baseline. Ethan, kick outside Muya. Muya will attack. He'll elevate over the top of Holloway, and a little bit of contact.
How is there not
That probably should have been against the Trojans. They're going to call a foul against the Trojans. Like I say, that ball went out of bounds off the Mustangs. They call a foul against Girard. That's a tough break against Brett Ferguson. Brett will pick up his first personal foul. Team foul number 3 on the Trojans. 7:36. Here's Sig. Swing it quickly to the left side. 3 on the way by Bycroft. Good. Bycroft to set 3 on the left side. He's got 5, and the Mustangs lead by 5. 17-12. Their largest lead of the ball game now. Here's driving. Goff up against Holloway. Can't get it to go. That was a good take by Ethan. Giving up about 5 inches. And
you got to go at the big man, and maybe someday you'll get a foul call.
7:05 to go here in the second quarter.
Like when he hits your arm on a layup.
17-12. High post, Sig. They try that high-low. Trojans close that off. Now wrap around the Holloway. It's Ferguson. And up skyhook over the top of that Holloway. And
good-looking move.
They did a pretty good job against him in the first quarter. He's got 4. But now a large lead here of 7. 6:43 to play in the first half. Trojans need to stop, or need to score, rather. Here's Muya. He'll get it. High off the glass, no good. He's just having a hard time getting him to go. And the Mustangs turn it over. Holloway threw it out of bounds. And a missed opportunity there for the Mustangs. 6:33 to go in this second quarter. Trojans need a bucket. Desperately need a bucket here. What are you laughing about?
Dad of the year over there.
Here's Scoff catching fire. 3 on the inbounds play. That's the play. They set that up, and Coach Westcott's going to call a timeout. Timeout going to be taken by the Trojans. 19-15. Trojans back to within 4. We're back in 30 seconds. You're watching Girard High School basketball in Girard.
For more than 20 years, Call Service has been serving Southeast Kansas. Right now, Call Service has a huge selection of hand-cooked tires, including hand-cooked Dynapro ATM. Farmers and ranchers trust Call Service as their trucks crisscross Southeast Kansas, providing on-the-farm tire service daily. Plus, Calls is the first stop for lube and oil changes. Get back in the game with your new set of hand-cooked tires, never halfway. Available now at Call Service. Check them out online at callservicellc.com or call 620-724-4121.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Three-point bucket by Ethan Goff gives the Trojans an opportunity to get back to within 4. They've trailed by as many as 7 here in this second quarter. Mustangs back with it. Holloway from the free throw line. That's probably not the shot they want him taking. They want that high-low game, but he's got to take a few of those. In transition whirl. He'll go down inside. Ferguson pumping. Shot up. I mean, Coach Westcott says you got to go out in the kind of.
You can't fade away
a little bit.
If you want the contact, you got to go into the contact.
Trojans can't get a break there. Off left side for Whirl. He'll pull the trigger on a deep 3. No good. Rebound pulled away by the Mustangs. Here comes Iola left to right. Off left side. Wrap around. Kick ball. Kicked by Evan Troike. It'll stay with the Mustangs. 5:52 to play. Ashmore checks into the ball game for the Mustangs. Skip pass right side. 3 by Ashmore. Boy, he came in and made pretty quick work in Ashmore. He was on the floor for about 6 seconds before he pulled the trigger on a 3 and knocked it in, 22-15.
Fresh legs.
Back to a 7-point ball game. Off the left side for Ferguson. He's trying to go to Muya. Caleb, whoa. And they're going to count it.
Wow.
Well, in his defense, I think he was making that shot. He just was never off the ground. He was kind of stumbling backwards, and he laid it off the right hand. And, boy, that looked pretty nifty.
Yeah.
I guess you'll take it. He's got 8, does Caleb.
Everybody's kind of stunned by that.
Even I am. And Muya is going to miss it. The free throw. That's one area Caleb needs to improve on. He had plenty of opportunity. 31 points the other night. Probably could have about 36. He left some opportunities at the free throw line. Had the most easy 31. It probably wasn't easy to him, but it just seemed like they were just coming easy. And I looked down at the end of the night, and holy mackerel, he had 31 points. Skip it outside of the right corner. Man, good ball movement by the Mustangs. There's Ashmore again, and he rolls that one in. When Blake Ashmore ran out on the floor, I thought, this guy must be a shooter because he's about 5'7".
Yeah.
And he is. He's knocked down back-to-back threes for the Mustangs, and now the largest lead of the game is 8 here for Iola. 25-17. Trojans need a bucket. Muya, fire 3, no good. And, Ryder World gets knocked down. They are letting him kind of play some Buffalo ball.
Well, as long as you're wearing white.
Trojans need to kind of dish it back a little bit. Ball's going to be knocked out of bounds. Going to see it's going to be, there is a foul against the Trojans.
Yeah.
Good night. Yeah, not ideal here for Girard situation. It's Caleb's second. He'll sit down. And in for the Trojans comes Dylan Collins. 6'1" junior. Top of the key for Rogers. Back over left wing for Ashmore. Got to get on him. Here's Holloway. But Evan Droicke's got the task of trying to match up on that backside of the zone here. He's watching out for him. Good patience by Iola here. Almost the midway point of the second quarter. And it's stolen away by the Trojans. Collins comes away with it. He'll give way to Goff, and Ethan will bring it up the floor. Off right side for Goff. Ryder, a little shimmy shake. He'll pull up from the elbow. No good. And rebound pulled out of there by the Mustangs. And here comes Ashmore on the left side in front of the scorer's table. Pull back. Dump off inside. Big body. Sig. Trojans, good defense by Troicke. Back outside Ashmore. He thought about it. Didn't take it. That had been his third. He knocked down 2 in this quarter. Here's Holloway pumping. Now at the elbow. Trojans help defense. That zone's helped contain him a little bit, but it has helped Sig have a really good first half. He's got 8. And the Mustangs' largest lead now is 10, 27-17. 3:12 to play. Here's Troicke. Evan needs to attack there. He's got a matchup there that he's favorable for him in this man-to-man. Here's Troicke. Now he'll drive, and a foul going to be called. That's exactly what if he would have attacked, he's got to attack that number. He's got 5 in front of him. I think he can take him to the rim. And Holloway's always back there, lined up in that center spot, looking to block shots. But you got to attack, make them collapse on you. That's exactly what Iola's doing. They're attacking the basket, or they're getting to that high post. The help comes, and then it's backside open. Trojans need to give them a little bit of a taste of their own medicine. Here's Whirl, off left side for Collins, some of his most significant minutes to date. Goff off left side for Troicke, backside for Whirl. Here's Goff. Certainly a small set here for the Trojans. Collins thought about it, now he'll dip, kick, Troicke. Skip pass for Whirl, nearly stolen away. Whirl comes away with it, he'll step up, 3 on the way, no good. Troicke gets the rebound. Evan will put it on the deck, he'll go up and around, and lost it. Trojans he bailed on that because he was so confident he wasn't going to get the foul call. Off right side for Rogers. They'll move back around. 27-17, 2:21 to play. 10-point lead for the Mustangs. Nearly lost it. Somehow Holloway comes away with it. And he gets it back. And now here's Troicke in transition and so much contact down the floor. Finally, Troicke draws the contact. It'll be the 15th foul on the Mustang. Foul called on Kane Rogers. His first. Team 5. 2:13 to play in the first half. Zane Henderson going to check into the ball game for Girard. Out goes Brett Ferguson. So now the small set gets even smaller. Again, Carter Doherty out of the ball game with a right leg, right ankle injury sustained in practice yesterday. So without that big body down low, that would have gone a long way here against a lengthy Iola Mustang team. Worrell trying to shake off Troike. Made a guy. There's Troike, he'll attack, pull up, little leaner right hand, good. Evan, one of those guys, one of the only guys on the floor right now, has a history of at least creating his own shot. And he'll go make this back to a 8-point ball game here with 1:38 to play in the first half. Off right side to the right corner. Ashmore. Trojans pestering him all the way across. Vink, he'll hold out high. Over to Ashmore, has to catch. Wanted to go wrap down inside for Sig off his knee. He's tied up. Loose ball, gathered up, now into the paint. Trojans just picking at the ball again, giving a little bit of a taste of their own medicine, but they can't do it long enough, and Rogers comes away with it. 29-19. Anything, it could have been a 3-second violation in there. They were hacking away, and they were just kind of set up inside that paint. Troike will drive again, trying to create his own shot with the right hand. Good. Evan needs to get going a little bit. He's got 8 points already in this ball game. And with Muya on the bench with 2 early fouls and remaining on the bench right now. There's another steal. Troike to Goff up in front. Ethan running with the right hand layup. Good. Trojans. Back-to-back buckets for the Trojans. Goff has 5 of the Trojans have pulled it back to within 6 here late in this first half. 29-23. 28 seconds, under a half minute to play in this first half. Girard National Bank halftime show coming your way in just a moment. Mustangs with it on the right corner, holding possibly for the final shot. A foul going to be called. No, knocked it out of bounds by the Trojans. Ferguson going to come back into the ball game. They're going to obviously keep Caleb on the bench here. Don't want to have him get a cheap one here late in this first half. Trojans get a steal. They can work for the final shot and take all the momentum into the locker room. They were down by 10 just a moment ago. Now a chance to make it a 4-point game. No, a 3-point game going into halftime. Here's Goff. He'll drive. Run up. Shot. No good, but Troike gets it. Ferguson from the free throw line. Ferguson, no good. And that's the end of the first half. 29-23. Trojans down by 6 here to the Iola Mustangs on the road. They're in a dogfight tonight. We thought they would be. We'll talk about it next on the halftime show, brought to you by Girard National Bank. Girard National Bank, more than just a bank, they're your neighbors and friends. Bringing you community banking at its best. Committed to bringing you highest quality financial services in a friendly and personal way. Personal, business, or agricultural needs, turn to Girard National Bank. 29-23 your score. The Trojans trail by 6. We're back in 2 minutes on the Girard National Bank halftime show on Girard Sports Live.
Girard National Bank brings you community banking at its best. Family owned and operated for over 80 years, Girard National Bank is committed to providing their customers with the highest quality financial services in a friendly and personal way. Whether you require personal, business, or agricultural services, Girard National Bank is big enough to handle all of your banking needs, yet small enough to provide you with that personal touch you've grown to expect from a community bank. Girard National Bank is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Learn more at gn-bank.com.
Mathis Drug Store Incorporated has a proud Girard history of more than 50 years. Glenn and Karen Mathis took over the store in 1983 from Glenn's father and have been providing outstanding customer care and service since. At Mathis, they know their customers by name and value their support. Primary goal is to provide fast, accurate, friendly service. Mathis is a full-service pharmacy that accepts most insurance plans and supports competitive cash pricing. Mathis Drug Store, a proud supporter of Girard High School student-athletes.
Are you in need of post-surgical therapies for yourself or a loved one? The employees of Medical Lodges are here to care for you. With over 50 years of serving the community, they pride themselves on having the therapy experience you deserve. In fact, Medical Lodges is the first healthcare company in the United States to be 100% employee-owned. So when you're at Medical Lodges, you're part of the family. Stop by one of their homes today and feel the Medical Lodges difference. For more information, check out medicallodges.com.
G&W Foods is the one-stop shop for everything you need to feed the family. With a great selection of quality, fresh, and delicious foods, you're sure to find something to satisfy every appetite. With friendly and knowledgeable staff, the folks at G&W Foods can help you find what you need so you can get in, get out, and on your way with your day. Plus, don't forget G&W Foods for the great daily lunch specials. Open 7 days a week. Check out their weekly Facebook-only specials. The G&W Foods family super wishes the Girard Trojans the best of luck.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Back out here at Iola High School, BJ Harris, Josh Lettner here at halftime. The Girard Trojans trailing the Iola Mustangs here at the break, 29-23. It's a kind of been an interesting ball game. Trojans, at times it looked like things were just going to fall apart from them. They weren't going to have any opportunity at all to maintain the pace, and then a few things go their way, and all of a sudden, boom, they're only down by 6. Had an opportunity there at the end to go down by 4. Maybe even 3 at the break, but couldn't get a bucket to go, but still could have ended a lot worse in that first half. Let's take a look at how the halftime went. On the Eye of the Game, brought to you by Kennar Eye Care. Thanks to the support from their community, Kennar Eye Care has doubled their space and extended their hours with locations in both Pittsburgh and Girard. Kennar Eye Care is the clear choice. Give them a call at 620-235-1737. Iola took the lead out of the gate. Had it tied at 2-2 to the Trojans. Then Iola started to pull away just a little bit. They led by as many as 4 in the first quarter. Trojans, again, just like they did in the first half, kind of ended in a pretty good run, tied it up at 10, then only trailed by 2, 14-12 at the end of the first quarter. In the second quarter, the Mustangs grew a nice lead, 27-17, 10-point lead, their largest. They matched that again, 29-19. And then the Trojans knocked down a bucket and actually outscore the Mustangs 4-0 in the final minute of the first half and pulled within 6. 29-23 is your halftime score. This is the Kennar Eye Care Eye on the Game. Also a chance to look at your halftime numbers. Halftime stats brought to you by Exchange State Bank, one of the oldest banks in Southeast Kansas. Exchange State Bank is proud to be locally owned and operated, providing quality customer service, online banking, bill pay, mobile banking, and more. At Exchange State Bank, you're not just dealing with bank employees, you're banking with friends. Learn more at esbks.com. First up for the Mustangs right now at halftime, 8 points for Evan Sigg. He's been a very good beneficiary of the Trojans kind of overplaying Ethan Holloway. They do hold Ethan Holloway to just 4 points in that first half. It's probably a half stop for the Trojans, but you don't want Evan Sigg to have 8. But with those 2 good post players down inside, the Trojans had to stop somebody. 6 points for Blake Ashmore, 5 points for Derek Bycroft, and then I mentioned the 4 for Holloway, 4 for Kane Rogers, and then 2 for Isaac Vink for Iola. They've got 29. For the Trojans, thank goodness for Evan Troike. He's come on big in that second quarter. Had 4 points in the second, had 4 in the first also, allowing the Trojans to attack. Caleb Muyas got 2 fouls. They took him out, and he didn't play for about the final 4 of that first half. And Trojans were able to maintain there without him in the ball game. So hopefully when he comes back, he'll be able to attack and do what he's doing. But 8 points for Muya at halftime, 5 points for Ethan Goff, and 2 points for Ryder Worrell in his first ever start for the Trojans here tonight. 29-23 is your score. Lady Trojans were victorious earlier tonight. We'll talk about that and wrap up the second half and get you out of 2017 when we come back on the Girard National Make Halftime Show on Girard Sports Live.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Producers Co-op of Girard has been serving the needs of farmers and ranchers in Southeast Kansas for decades. With a wide range of products and services, you'll be sure to find what you're looking for. Contact the Agronomy Center for seed recommendations, seed treatments, crop scouting, and more, or stop by the farm store for feeds, equipment, supplies, clothing, and accessories. Producers Co-op also has bulk fuels and propane available. To see everything Producers Co-op Association has to offer, visit them online at www.girardcoop.com or give them a call at 620-724-8241. Norris Outdoor has a huge selection of quality billboards spread throughout southeast Kansas, giving you the ability to put your business in front of thousands of customers daily. But did you know? Norris Outdoor can also be where you get your next digital sign for your business, school, church, or sports venue. Norris Outdoor Signs is now a distributor of Sky Slate digital signs, giving you direct from the manufacturer pricing and giving your business a brand new look with high-resolution digital signage. To learn more, call Jared Norris at 620-249-7462. Norris Outdoor is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans.
Are you in need of post-surgical therapies for yourself or a loved one? The employees of Medical Lodges are here to care for you. With over 50 years of serving the community, they pride themselves on having the therapy experience you deserve. In fact, Medical Lodges is the first healthcare company in the United States to be 100% employee-owned. So when you're at Medical Lodges, you're part of the family. Stop by one of their homes today and feel the Medical Lodges difference. For more information, check out medicallodges.com.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Right now at the halftime, the Girard Trojans lead, or trail rather, 29-23 here to the Iola Mustangs. The Trojans victorious earlier tonight, 43-31. Trojans were led by Sydney Crane with 18 points. 8 points from Brittany Bailey, and then 5 points from Kaylin Flaherty all in the fourth quarter. Trojans moved to 4-1 on the year, riding a 4-game winning streak as we close out the 2017 portion of this season. Play 5 games here. Trojans will be back in action beginning Tuesday, January 9th. They'll host Parsons in Girard. And then the short drive over to Pittsburgh, take on the Purple Dragons. That should be a tough good night for basketball there. Friday, January 12th at Pittsburgh. And then we begin the Wilson County Classic. I can't remember if we're at Fredonia this year or Neodesha. That tournament goes back and forth. I have not been to Neodesha in a while. They did a renovation of their gym, so I think we went to Fredonia 2 years in a row. That last 20 minutes makes a big difference.
It does.
Neodesha doesn't seem that far, and then Fredonia seems like you might as well just keep going and go to Wichita.
Because it's all uphill.
Is that why it feels that way?
I think so, yeah.
And north. You take a big bend there north, and that just seems to make a big difference. So the Trojans back in action. They'll take on the Wilson County Classic. Trojans have had a few Wilson County Classic championships here of late, and should see some good competition out there. We're going to step away, take one final timeout. We'll come back to second half action here from Girard, the Trojans, and the Mustangs right here on Girard Sports Live.
Adler is a proud supporter of Girard Trojan Athletics. Of course, Ag Choice has all.
Back out here at halftime, coming out of the halftime break, 29-23. Trojans trail by 6. Trojans will have Muya, Ferguson, Troike, Whirl, and Goff on the floor. For the Mustangs, it's Holloway, Sig, Barnhart, Vink, and Bycroft. Original 5 starters in this one. Mustangs will have it as we come out of the break. They're on the left wing, controlling his Barnhart. He'll step back, go ahead and pull the trigger on a 3 open. Rebound pulled out of there by Muyan. Here come the Trojans, right to left to right. Troike with it. On the left wing. Here's Ryder Whirl, baseline jumper on the way, no good. Missed it badly. Rebound pulled out of there by the Mustangs. They're on the other end. Quickly they go, holding Barnhart. Patience again, they'll get it in to Sig. Big body thought about dropping it, now he lost it. They don't want him dribbling, I don't suspect. Go on the other end of the floor, Whirl in transition. And Ryder's going to pull back to Troike. Now Evan will pull up and try to go, high-low. And just a little bit beyond. And one thing, I guarantee one of the thoughts for Iola coming in here, you come in with a little bit bigger body, certainly with Sig down low, and Caleb Muya can jump, but not a lot of weight there. They said go in there and get physical with number 10. Make him not like the physicality down inside the paint where they want him, They had to put Caleb a lot more inside the paint with the Carter Doherty out of the ball game. Here's a three off no good. And rebound pulled out of by Troike. Trojans need to run a little bit with their lack of size. Off to the right corner. Here's Muya catching in the left corner. Caleb put it on the baseline. He's gathered up into the paint. Lazy pass. Out of bounds. Trojans bailed out there.
Yeah, Iola's been able to.
Trojans strike first here in this second half, 29-25. They've scored 6 unanswered here since the last 4 points when they put 4-0 to close out the first half. Another open frame for the Mustangs. Trojans running again. They're using that speed. Goff in transition. Lets Holloway go. He'll draw the contact on Holloway. And somehow, surprisingly, I believe that's his first foul.
I'm still not happy about it, though.
And then, again, it is in transition for the Trojans. 5:43 to go third quarter. Trojans an opportunity to pull within 2. They trailed by as many as 10 in that second quarter twice.
And that's the last thing Iola wants is those 2 big guys having to defend in transition.
Goff has 6. Trojans to within 3. Out goes Barnhart. In comes Ashmore. Ashmore checked in that second quarter, knocked back-to-back threes down. That helped lead to that 10-point lead. Goff knocks them both down. It's a 2-point game, 29-27. Trojans continuing now. This is an 8-0 run, and a timeout going to be taken by the Mustangs by Coach Luke Bycroft. Timeout on the floor. We'll go ahead and take it. It's a full. We're back in 1 minute. You're watching Girard Trojan basketball on Girard Sports.
For over 80 years, Evans Motors has provided some of the best handshakes in the 4-state area. No matter what type of handshake a situation calls for, Evans Motors will guide the hand into its proper position with the correct amount of pressure. Risky handshakes, classic handshakes, or something in between, Nate and Eddie have an arsenal of shakes roughly umpteen. So the next time you want an optimal handshake, come to Evans Motors in Pittsburgh.
First National Bank of Girard is proud to be the oldest bank in Crawford County, serving the area since 1878. With 139 years of experience, it's no surprise First National Bank of Girard has such a great reputation for quality customer service. First National Bank of Girard is committed to providing the best quality products and services, including online banking and bill pay, loans, CDs, and more. Use the convenient drive-up window or come on in and see all of the friendly faces at First National Bank of Girard, a proud supporter of Trojan athletics.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Girard Trojans in the midst of an 8-0 run after trailing by 10. They've scored 8 unanswered. Easier for me to say. The Trojans need another stop here to tie this ball game up. That goes all the way back, dates back to the latter portions of the first half. Off to the right corner, Caleb Leonard. Ball's kicked out of bounds. That official there, it's got the ball. Looks familiar. I think he played at Pittsburgh State. I cannot think of his name for the life of me.
Played what, trombone?
No, I think he played basketball for the Gorillas. You're the Grinch.
Well, they started their vacation early.
The Grinch that... Derek Bycroft going to get called for the foul. It's going to be a shooting foul. It's going to send Evan to the free throw line to shoot, too. And a chance to tie this ball game up and keep this run going right now. Troike at the stripe. First one up and good. Troike with 8 points in the first half. Knocks down a couple of free throws. He's in double figures for the Trojans, and it's a tie ball game. 29-29. Who'd have thought? Troike on the season from the stripe, not too bad. 10 of 16 coming into the ball game. There's a 3 no good. Another empty frame for the Mustangs. Trojans a chance to take the lead here. They've got numbers 2-on-1. Bounce pass. Kicked ball. Well, the Trojans going to break, and Caleb Muya had a chance to throw one down. He would like for that not to be a kick ball, but Coach Westcott wanted it too. Trojans will maintain the basketball, however. The opportunity again to take the lead. Goff with it on the left side. Hard pass down inside again. Low percentage pass. Got to be careful to force it here. You're got a nice little comeback coming. Troike, backside. Ferguson, he'll go up. And it's going to be a jump ball in favor of the Trojans. And again, and I think traditionally CNC has kind of been known to be not quite as, they kind of don't let as much stuff go. We'll say allow for the movement to happen. Here's an elevating jumper, good by Caleb Muya. His first bucket of the second half gives the Trojans their first lead of the second half. Trojans.
Well, and if you're Brett Ferguson, you're going in to get the contact, you get your man up off his feet, you got to go in and get the contact. You can't avoid it.
Well, and oftentimes, even if it's all ball, they bring that arm down, they call the foul. There's a shot by Holloway, left it short. Trojans get another one. A couple of big stops. Trojans running, they're wearing them down. Muya crossing over. He'll go up and around, little 360, no good. And rebound pulled out of there by the Mustangs. Got to make every shot count if you're the Trojans. They do have the Mustangs kind of trying to play their game, though, right now. The Trojans setting the tempo.
And Muya can elevate. He just go to the hole and draw the contact.
Well, like you said many times already tonight, it's not guaranteed. Maybe that's what's in the back of his mind. Right side, Rogers looking to attack, kick back outside. Mustangs are going to be much better in the half court than they are in transition. Now, Siggs on the bench getting some much deserved rest. So a little bit lighter group out here. Off right side for Leonard. Driving, kick, Leonard, set, fire, three on the way, no good. And all hands on deck, all crimson jerseys inside the paint. Up in front. Goff elevates off the right hand. Good take by Ethan Goff. He knew the defense was thinking about Muya on the backside and decided to keep it going. Trojans, a timeout going to be taken. Girard right now is on a 10, 12, 14-0 run since trailing 10 points, 29-19 in this first half. And again, they're making now Iola, Josh, as we'll keep it right here, play their game.
Yeah, they're playing transition. They're getting up and down. And if, Iola's game's in the half court with those two big men, they do not feel comfortable defending the ball on the open floor. And that's the position that Girard has put him in here. My only retort to that would be for the Trojans is be fearless, go in there, draw the contact, and eventually, the law of basketball tells me you're going to get a call one of these days, and you got to crash in there and force those big guys to make contact, play defense, and not just be able to stand in there like a tower and swat at your shots.
That last take by Ethan Goff, our shot of the game, brought to you by Bradshaw Collision Repair. Make a shot like that. Your car takes a shot like that. Be sure to go see Bob Bradshaw offering refinishing, paintless dent repair, glass replacement, and more. Let Bradshaw Collision Repair get you back in the game. Call 620-724-7300. Block shot, knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Mustangs here with 2:07. This quarter has been all Trojans. Mustangs do not have a field goal. Do not have a point in this third quarter. With under 2 minutes to play in it now. Driving, bounce pass stolen. Troike up the floor they go. They're running, whirl, layup with the left hand, good. Transition buckets for the Trojans. Ryder Whirl's having a pretty good ball game in his first ever start. He's got 6. Trojans now in a 16-0 run. There's another steal by the Trojans. Brett Ferguson comes away with it. 90 seconds to play in a dandy of a third quarter for Girard. On the right side, baseline, up and around. Ethan Goff, no good. Muya's there for the putback. Caleb Muya has 12, and another timeout going to be taken by Coach Bycroft. This thing's starting to get out of hand on him a little bit. 37-29, Trojans on an 18-0 run. Boy, they've been on the receiving end of one of those, and they've got one going their way right now. We're back in 30 seconds. You're watching Trojan basketball on Girard Sports Live.
Farm Bureau is proud to support Girard High School student athletes. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, their #1 goal is to make insurance simple. Agents Judd Sasho, Lori Johnson, and Lisa Sasho take pride in educating their clients and members so they are able to make the best decisions. There's a lot of information out there, and at Farm Bureau, they can explain it in a way that relates to you so you can apply it to your life, family, farm, and future. To learn more, contact Judd, Lori, or Lisa at 620-724-4213. Go Trojans!
This is Girard Sports Live.
Trojans come storming back in the midst of an 18-0 run that started when they trailed by 10, 29-19. late in the first half. And right now they've got an 8-point lead here late in this third quarter. Mustangs with it. Trojans have held the Mustangs scoreless in this third quarter. Off left side for Barnhart. They've taken some questionable shots out of the Mustangs, and right now their best scorer out of the ball game on the bench getting some break, and that's Holloway.
Well, he ran up and down the floor a whole lot there during that run.
Rager dish off, baseline, but loose ball. Trojans nearly coming away with another one. It'll be gathered up by Muya, then gathered back up by Sig somehow, and he wants a timeout. No, jump ball. Alternating possession in favor of the Trojans. Sig was trying to call a timeout. He thought he got it. And it will go back to the Trojans here.
Iola's got to be running pretty low on timeouts at this point as well.
Coakley going to check into the ball game, the freshman for the Mustangs. Coach Bycroft trying to discuss whether they should have the ball in the alternating possession. So we'll go to the scorebook to see what the situation is. He needs every advantage he can get right now. 34.7 seconds to play. I don't know. It works. His case was that's why I didn't call a timeout. He didn't call a timeout there. The coach can players not call timeouts?
Players can call timeouts, but they called the held ball before the player could call the timeout.
And that's what his argument was. I didn't call timeout because we had the possession arrow. So
right.
That's a fair argument. I don't know whether it's accurate or not, but it was a good argument and good enough to get the ball their direction. Coach Westcott will come ask for an explanation. So the Trojans going to have to make another stop. They've made a bunch of them here in this third quarter. 37, they get it to Sig, and a foul. Brett Ferguson going to get called on his second foul.
He's kind of in disbelief about it.
It's on the floor. Mustangs will inbound deep. They'll get it in deep for Rager. Off right side. Again, Trojans trailed by 6 at halftime. They lead by 8. 24 seconds to play in the third quarter. Coakley puts it on the deck, working against Whirl. Good defense by Ryder. 16 seconds. Mustangs just want to get a field goal in this third quarter to close it out. Off right side, trying to wrap around in for Sig. Trojans all over him. He picks up. Kick back outside, 7 seconds. Pull up, little runner in the paint, no good. Their scoreless will continue. The run out here for Goff with 1 second. Goff with the right-hand scoop, no good. But that's the end of the third quarter. It has been a dandy. Trojans, an 18-0 run that started late in the second quarter. They hold the Mustangs scoreless in the third. It should be a fun fourth. We're back in 1 minute. You're watching Girard High School basketball on Girard Sports.
Crawcan Telephone Cooperative has been serving Girard in southeast Kansas for 65 years. In 1952, we helped our members connect with each other using telephone lines. Today, we connect our members with the entire world using fiber optics. While the technology has changed, our commitment to deliver it to our members has not. Good luck, Trojans, from your friends at Crawcan. Check us out on the web at ckt.net.
Ag Choice of Hepler is a proud supporter of Girard Trojan Athletics. Of course, Ag Choice has all the products you need to keep your crops growing, like fertilizer, crop protection products, and seed. But Ag Choice is also the first stop for keeping your livestock operation going, with a great selection of farm supplies, equipment, and quality feeds. To find solutions to all of your agricultural needs, contact Joe Murphy of Ag Choice of Hepler at 620-368-4347. Ag Choice of Hepler is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Trojans outscore the Mustangs 14-0 in the third quarter to jump out in front now by 8, 37-29 as we head into the fourth quarter of play here in Iola. Trojans have had some stops, and Muya nearly lost it. Did finally get it to the rim, but rebound pulled out of there by Holloway. Holloway set out a good portion of the last final 2 minutes or so of the third quarter. They want to get him going. The Trojans have done a good job against him. He's only got 4 points in this ballgame. Off to the right wing, now right corner for Mycroft. Elbow, kick out, left side. Barnhart. Entry down in for Holloway. They've driven him out kind of off the post a little bit. And he'll try to continue into Iola. Trojans no good. Knocked around. Rider whirl. Nope. Loose ball coming out of there is Coakley. Coakley's shot no good. The shooting woes continue. And now a foul going to be called on Rider whirl, I believe.
Nah, it's going to go on Ferguson, the last person Trojans need to pick up a foul here.
Poor Ferguson. He seems to attract fouls.
Yeah. He should be wearing a white shirt. Then he wouldn't get called with any.
We're going to be the Homer broadcast of the game.
But, man, come on.
Kick outside, now left corner. They've actually stayed even. It's only 2-2 on both teams. Trojans just aren't as physical down in the paint as Iola are, and it just seems to not go their way. There's a good hands play by Ferguson, playing with those 3 fouls. And he kept Holloway from driving to the rim. They've packed it down inside on him. They're going to make these guys shoot it to get him. And he knocks it down. That's a big 3. They needed all that can.
Still got to get your hands up on the shooter.
Cale Barnhart scores with 6:39 to play. And the first time they score that snaps an 18-0 run. It's 37-32, and there's on the other end, Evan Troike. Rider whirl, rather, excuse me. 39-32. Other end, Trojans get another steal. It's Troike in transition. Evan, up and up with right hand. What a good play by Evan Troike. He has really come to play here tonight on the offensive end. Trojans now in front by 9. That's actually their largest lead of the ball game. They led by as many as 8. Had not led by 9. Now they do, 41-32. Ethan Holloway getting on the board. His first field goal of the second half, just his 6th point of the ball game, 41-34. You got to wonder, Trojans done such a good job against him. Here's Troike again in the paint. That one maybe partially blocked. He comes back with the ball, loose ball, and last touch by the Mustangs. Out of bounds and go back to the Trojans. Good hustle. There's Ferguson just fighting for it. Made him fight for it and knock it out of bounds.
Yeah, there's no shortage of effort tonight. Both of these teams have been going after those 50-50 balls. First half, Iola had the advantage here in the second half. So far, Girard has it.
Off to Henderson to just check into the ball game. Troike hold it out high. 5:25 to play. 3 by Goff. No good. Rebound, though, by Henderson. His putback, no good. And rebound cleared out of there by Holloway. Here come the Mustangs, right to left. Off left corner for Sig. Evan on to the right wing. Nearly lost it. Ashmore, had a couple of threes, and he'll knock it down.
Got to get a hand up on the shooter.
Yep.
It doesn't do any good to step out there and stare at him. Put your hands up.
Blake Ashmore's got 9 points, all from behind the arc, and it's back to a 4-point ball game, 41-37. And a foul going to be called out away from the ball. He's a little deceiving. You just don't expect it from Ashmore, but he has been deadly. I think he's probably 3 out of 4 from the arc, too.
Well,
I think he only missed one that he took.
And he's only like 5'9". Get your hands up, you might get a block.
Throw it in deep for Goff. Trojans still clinging to this 4-point lead here. Trojans had an 18-0 run into Troike, and Rider whirl. Got to take care of the basketball. Ball's knocked out of bounds. Last touched by the Mustangs. Rider, we talked about this with Coach Westcott a little bit. He still has that little bit of a JV mentality when passing the basketball. It doesn't have to be as much zip on it because the guys just aren't as fast. But you get into varsity, that ball's got to have intent every time you throw it. Here's Muya, catch baseline. Caleb up hard, he's fouled, and Caleb will go to the free throw line to shoot too.
What?
They say it was on the floor?
No. He's going to line to shoot too. It's just everybody's in utter disbelief that 23 can commit a foul.
Gosh. Caleb, just his second trip to the free throw line. And he'll make the first one. Caleb's got 13 points now in the ball game. 4:28 to play. Trojans holding on to this lead. Muya missed the second. A foul going to be called on Henderson. Henderson going to pick up his first personal foul. Team foul number 4 on the Trojans. Number 3 on the Trojans.
Well,
Caleb again has had a great season, averaging 25 points a game, but from the free throw line, 14 of 25 coming into this ball game. If he gets that squared away, He's going to be tough to stop.
Man, there's another great deflection and causes the turnover. Just slow, lazy passing on the outside by Iola is hurting him here in the second half.
Approaching the midway point of this fourth quarter, Trojans again holding on to a lead here, up by 5. Worrell with it out on the high right side. Now Muya. Caleb. Off to Worrell. Worrell will drive, spinning. He needs help. Kick outside for Troike. Now right wing. Wrap around Worrell. He's got a little bit of a matchup issue he'd like to take advantage of against Ashmore. He will cross over now to the corner and lost out of bounds. Good defense by Ashmore for the Mustangs. And got to keep him from getting in that situation. Timeout going to be taken by the Mustangs, I believe. Timeout of the 4. It's just a 30. We'll go ahead and take it. 3:48 to play in this ball game. Trojans hold on to a 5-point lead. We're back at 30 seconds. You're watching Girard High School basketball in Girard.
When I wake up in the morning, love, the sunlight hurts my eyes, then I look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day, lovely day.
This is Girard Sports Live.
(42-37). Trojans on top here. 3:42 to play in the ball game. Mustangs with it, and a foul going to be called away from the ball. Again, Brett Ferguson just attracts the fouls. You can see how many fouls he's got on the year. He's got to lead the team.
Oh, yeah.
It's not always his fault. I mean, he just seems to
standing there.
They just seem to find him. 13, yeah. Well,
something about that guy says I'm committing a foul.
13. He's got 17 fouls in 5 games. There's another 3. They've had a couple of 3s that's helped them stay in this ball game. Muya dribbling out of traffic. Caleb up the floor. He'll go. Caleb will go. He'll put it in with the right hand and get knocked down to the ground on the backside.
No, not a foul.
44.
Just hit your guy from behind while he was shooting and knocked him on the ground. That's all. Not a foul.
Caleb, I thought, was going to get a chance to throw that down. They do stay with him.
Well, he didn't because he got undercut, and that's a foul.
3:13 to play in this ball game. Trojans still in front. Off left side. Controlled by Rogers. Back outside. On the right wing for Leonard. Now Sig down inside Holloway. Loose ball. Trojans get it again. Up in front court. Whirl. Got a catch. Ryder. He'll lay it up with the right hand. Good. Trojans have gotten some runouts with good defense. And the Trojans back in front by 9. 46-37. They've led by 9 a couple of times. And right now they hold on to that lead with 2:43 to play in it. Sig back with it on the right wing. He'll pull the trigger on a 17-footer. No, it is good. That one used it all. And a timeout going to be taken by the Mustangs. We'll take it along with them. Trojans trying to sneak out of Iola with a victory here. 2:33 to play in it. We're back in 30 seconds. You're watching Girard High School basketball on Girard Sports Live.
The Producers Co-op Farm Store is committed to making your life easier by supplying you with the things you need for your farm and home. As always, the Producers Co-op Farm Store has a great selection of farm and ranch supplies, including pet supplies, ranch and corral building supplies and equipment, automatic waterers and feed bunks, tack, dog food, pet and animal health supplies, workwear, boots, and much, much more. Come in and check out the great deals on lots of new merchandise as well. Proudly serving Girard and the surrounding area, and proud to support the Girard Trojans.
G&W Foods is the one-stop shop for everything you need to feed the family. With a great selection of quality, fresh, and delicious foods, you're sure to find something to satisfy every appetite. With friendly and knowledgeable staff, the folks at G&W Foods can help you find what you need so you can get in, get out, and on your way with your day. Plus, don't forget G&W Foods for the great daily lunch specials. Open 7 days a week. Check out their weekly Facebook-only specials. The G&W Foods family super wishes the Girard Trojans the best of luck.
This is Girard Sports Live.
(46-39), Trojans up by 7. Here with 2:33 to play in the ball game. It'll be Trojan basketball as well. Girard just wants to take some time. Troyke going to run the point here for Girard. Here's Muya. Now Ferguson. Now to the right wing for Whirl. They're going to hassle him. You get back to Goff. Trojans just going to take some time off the clock here. Mustangs only have 14 fouls. Muya going to take it. He'll put it up. Shot's no good, but he is fouled, and Caleb will go to the free throw line to shoot too. Caleb on the ball game with 15 points. Just 1 of 2 from the stripe so far here in this ball game, just 1 of 2. And as I mentioned, shooting about 56% from the free throw line. Needs to make a few down the stretch here. If you're going to go to that stall game, which is fine, when you do get fouled, you got to make them count. And he knocks down the first one, a chance to spread this lead back out to 9. Can't do it. 47-39. It's 8.
Now Iola's got to hurry, and I'm not sure they're comfortable hurrying.
Here's Sig on the left side. Down inside Holloway. Muya is there. Shot up and good. Holloway gets just his 8th point of the ball game. Again, the Trojans held the Mustangs scoreless in the third quarter completely. 47-41. Muya get it called for the foul. Sig picks up, I think, just his first personal foul.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. Can't say I'm surprised.
It's his second. Team foul number 6 on the Mustangs. He'll check out. In comes Isaac Vink. Vink and Sig, that'd make a good law firm someday for those guys. Just has that ring to it.
Yeah, you need a long name to go with it.
Yeah.
Like Vink, Sig, and Wentworth or something like that.
Off to the top of the key. Trojans just trying to kill some time. We're under 90 seconds to play in this ball game now. Holding on to a 6-point lead. Muya attacking. Skying with the left hand. Good! What a take, man. That first step again is just phenomenal. And then when you can elevate to the rim like that, it makes things a lot easier. 49-41. Here's a 3 trying to answer back. They've knocked down a few of those.
Yeah.
Trojans got to get their hands in their face. Yeah. Cal Leonard, his first bucket of the ball game, is a huge 3-pointer to keep this thing within distance, within striking distance. Muya, Ferguson, Whirl. Whirl needs some help, and a foul going to finally be called. They're called on Cal Leonard. That sophomore just came in and knocked down a 3. It's a big 3-point bucket because Trojans kind of on that edge right there, holding on to an 8-point lead, but that 3 all of a sudden trims things down.
Yeah, now it's a ball game. Chances are if somebody comes off the bench for Iola, they're going to shoot a 3. Yeah. So, jump out on them.
1-and-1 opportunity here for Ryder Whirl. And he'll knock down the first one. Probably some of his biggest free throw shots of his young career here in varsity competition. Ryder's had a good ball game again in his first ever start.
He had some good ones against Baxter as well.
Got 9 points in the ball game. 2, missed it. But a long rebound. Who come away with it? Trojans do. And ball sucked into bounds. It'll stay with the Trojans.
That's a heads-up play by Troyke.
Good.
Threw it off the leg of the defender.
Good shot of the Trojans fans that made the trip up here. Got a good group watching at home as well.
Can't do that.
Ashmore comes away with it with a shake and bake. And a foul going to be called and good. Move. It was a mistake, a little bit of a mistake by Whirl. He came up off his feet. But a foul going to be called, and that's going to send Derek Bycroft to the free throw line to shoot the and one. And a chance to make this a 3-point ball game.
37 seconds just look longer and longer, don't they?
They do. 50-46. And now a 1 point, or a and one with an opportunity to make this a one-possession ball game. Trojans are led by as many as 9, and Bycroft makes it. 50-47. Trojans got to take care of the basketball.
Now here comes full court pressure.
They'll get it to Troike.
Put it on the floor.
Their best option on ball handling coming up the floor. And Evan going to go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Just need to make these free throws on the night from the stripe for Troike. 2 for 2 on the year. He's 10 of 16 from the free throw line. So 12 of 18 now. And in comes Cale Barnhart. Out goes Isaac Vink for the Mustangs. And Troy an opportunity to stretch this back out to a 2-possession ball game with 34.7 seconds to play. First one's up. Good. Cool.
The other side of the pillow.
Troike's got 13 points in the ball game.
He's really been the spark tonight for the Trojans.
He was too on Friday night. Missed it, but rebound pulled out of there by the Mustangs. Loose ball pulled out of there by Iola. Now they've got some numbers. 4-point contest. Ashmore, 26 seconds to the corner. Good defense there by Muya. Swatted out of bounds by Worrell. Good quick hands by Ryder. Makes it 50. 1-47.
The lob over the top.
22.5 seconds to play. They want to get it the high percentage shot. Here's one from way downtown. It's off the mark. Rebound pulled out by Ashmore on the corner. Oh, that could have been a jump ball almost. They'll get it to Holloway. Sky shot no good. Loose ball knocked around. Last touched by the Mustangs. No, by the Trojans rather. Woo. And it's going to be back to Iola though with 6.9. That's taken a lot of time off the clock this possession has. And a timeout going to be taken by Coach Westcott. He wants to talk about this final 6.9. If nothing else, to have blood pressure and heart rates come down a little bit here down the stretch of this one. Timeout on the floor. We'll go ahead and take our final one here, most likely in regulation. 51-47. We're back at 30 seconds. You're watching Girard High School basketball on Girard Sports.
Chicken Annie's Girard is a proud supporter of Trojan athletics. Chicken Annie's of Girard serves up the area's best fried chicken and a whole lot more. Check out their weekly specials like chicken and noodles on Wednesdays, Thursday nights kids nights, and Friday boneless wings. Oh, and don't forget about those delicious homemade pies. Stop in or enjoy their mouth-watering favorites at home with carry-out and catering available. Chicken Annie's Girard, continuing a Southeast Kansas tradition. Learn more at chickenanniesgirard.com or call 620-724-4090.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Final 6.5 seconds of this first quarter of the season here for the Trojans. As Girard Trojan men are trying to end on a 4-game winning streak to close out 2017. Ladies did their part earlier tonight with a victory. And so the Trojans just trying to hold on here for the last 6.9 seconds. Back in action in January 9th, back home against Parsons. You'll be able to watch it right here on Girard Sports Live. 6.9 though on this one. Try to inbound, they'll get it for Sig. He'll hold it up and good. And a quick timeout going to be taken. That'll make it 51-49. And a timeout taken by the Mustangs. They call another full timeout. We'll tell you how things went earlier tonight. Lady Trojans did win. Again, final score 43-31. But the Lady Trojans, they were tied at the end of the first quarter. They were tied at the halftime, 17-all. They stretched their lead out to 6 by the end of the third quarter and then cruised to the victory 43-31, won by 12 against the Mustangs. But it was kind of nip and tuck at times. Kind of a workmanlike effort. They just needed to get through it, I think, tonight for the most part. Get to the holiday break and have an opportunity to rest a little bit. Again, Coach mentioned it. Jada Valley out of the ball game with that concussion she sustained against Anderson County, and then J.C. Murphy out of the ball game, battling kind of a chronic knee illness and just trying to get back on the floor. She's going to be one of those crucial players for the Trojans if they're going to be successful here this season. And so far, they've done a pretty good job. 4-1. Again, we're back in action coming up on Tuesday, January 9th. And then we will play again on Friday, January 12th at Pittsburgh High. Pregame coverage will start around 5:40, tip off at 6 o'clock. If you can remember all that stuff all the way into the new year. We'll make a New Year's resolution to do, I was going to say be better, and that's pretty adequate if I can't say the word resolution. It was almost so bad that it seemed like I did it on purpose.
Yeah.
But, unfortunately, not the case.
We don't have that kind of comedic genius.
No. A foul call that's going to send the Trojans to the free throw line to send Ethan Goff to the stripe. And Ethan, one of those guys, pretty good for the free throw line. Not a lot of opportunities this year, 9 of 11, but the highest percentage for the Trojans is Goff. And he'll go to the free throw line here to shoot 1 and 1 rather. And he knocks down the first one. That's a big one.
Yep.
Not as big as this next one. And
well, now they can't just dump it down inside to a big man and tie the game, which is pretty much what they did on that inbounds pass.
Yep. Timeout taken by the Trojans. It's a 30. We'll keep it right here again. Just 2.4 seconds left in this ball game. But Josh, so far for the Trojans, you've seen, kind of a progression here early on. Both these teams really didn't know what they had coming into this year. Girard boys maybe a little bit more because but most of these guys played as sophomores. They were young, trying to figure it out. And remember, they were coming in from a team who had a real good chance to win a state title the year before, and none of these guys really got any playing time that year. And then they come in, and it's, hey, here you go, as sophomores take over. Now they're juniors trying to get their feet under them, and you're starting to see that a little bit. Certainly an 18-0 run is a good example of that.
Yeah, and boy, they needed that 18-0 run because they're in a dogfight here in Iola, and really they haven't faced this type of game since their first time out this season against Lebec County, and the kids from Altamont able to come out and jump on the Trojans early just like Iola did, but they've responded a little bit better here tonight on the road, and man, just trying to close this deal.
Yeah, against Lebec County, again, it came down about 2 seconds on the clock, and had a call maybe go against him a little bit. You want to miss this bucket here by Ethan Goff to probably, for the most part, ice this ball game. Stranger things have happened, but Ethan, 11 points on the night, but this 12th one is important, and he strokes it. Not a problem. 2.453. Trojans backing off. Long shot at the buzzer, and that's going to do it. Trojans escape Iola. Almost feel like you stole one here tonight, but they did it with defense and transition buckets, and they end up getting a 4-point victory. What a tough one for Iola because it felt like they had it in hand with a 10-point lead before halftime, but the Trojans take off and they get the victory here. Final score 53-49. Trojans sweep the Mustangs, and both teams are going to ride 4-game winning streaks into the holiday break. We'll step away, take a quick break. We'll come back and get started on the Evans Motors postgame show. We'll talk about this one. Top of the head coach of the Girard Trojans, Rod Westcott, get out of town. The Trojans are victorious. It's time to kick off the Evans Motors postgame show. Evans Motors helping people get on the road since 1935. Stop by the lot just south of Pittsburgh. See Nate and Eddie to test drive and let them find you the vehicle for you. Check out their online showroom at evansmotors.net. Trojan men win at 53-49. Lady Trojans won it tonight earlier. Final score 43-31. We'll kick off the Evans Motors postgame show right now on Girard Sports.
For over 80 years, Evans Motors has provided some of the best handshakes in the 4-state area. No matter what type of handshake a situation calls for, Evans Motors will guide the hand into its proper position with the correct amount of pressure. Risky handshakes, classic handshakes, or something in between, Nate and Eddie have an arsenal of shakes, roughly umpteen. So the next time you want an optimal handshake, come to Evans Motors in Pittsburgh.
Thanks to your support, Kenora Eye Care has expanded. With double the space, they offer more exam rooms, larger optical selection, and extended hours to fit your schedule. And with technology, they can quickly diagnose any eye-related issues. All patients welcome a Kenora Eye Care, the clear choice for your family's vision.
Community National Bank and Trust has been serving the area for 30 years with a strong commitment to the highest quality leadership and banking services. Stop in soon to pick up your very own Girard Trojan Instant Issue Mascot Debit Card. While you're there, be sure to ask about their ePower checking, mobile banking, and bill pay, and new Guardian Secure Checking. Learn more online at mybankcnb.com. Community National Bank and Trust, member FDIC, and a proud supporter of Girard Schools. Go Trojans! Peony Dental is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. Chris Peony DDS offers exceptional dentistry for all ages in a friendly atmosphere. In fact, Chris Peony has been caring for smiles since 1993. No wonder so many Trojan fans look so good. Peony Dental offers preventative care, Invisalign, whitening, bridges, crowns, and more. Stop by today and ask about the all-new CEREC dental system, offering same-day crowns, start to finish, right there in the office. To learn more, visit them at 106 South Ozark in Girard or go online to peonydental.com.
You built a castle so that the prince and princess can live happily ever after. You brought the sunshine to shine upon the whole family's future. But when the sun hides behind the clouds, State Farm can help. We put the life back in life insurance to protect your family's finances, not only in the future, but today.
Call your State Farm agent TJ Belcher in Girard today at 620-724-4558.
This is Girard Sports Live.
BJ Harris, Josh Lettner back out here at Iola High School, wrapping things up here tonight on another high school basketball doubleheader, the final one of 2017. And good night to be a Trojan. Trojans get the sweep here over Iola. Lady Trojans won earlier tonight. Again, final score for them, 43-31. Trojan men, boy, they snuck out of town with a victory here tonight. Trojans trailed early on in this ball game. They did not get their first lead until 1:14 to go in the first quarter when they grabbed a 12-10 lead. They immediately lost that heading into the second quarter. Oh, they actually lost it late in the first quarter, 14-12 after one. Into the second quarter, the Mustangs grow their lead. They expanded all the way up to 10 twice. They led 29-10 with about a minute and a half to go, in maybe less than that, in the first half, and then the Trojans close out the first half at a 4-0 run. Little did we know at that point that was going to be the start of an 18-0 run that would continue all the way through the third quarter. Girard outscores the Mustangs 14-0 in the third. That 18-0 run eventually does end on a three-point bucket with about 6:39 to go in the fourth quarter by Cale Barnhart. But the Trojans, at that point, it starts to get nip and tuck as the Mustangs do not go quietly into the night. Although the Trojans held them scoreless in the third quarter, the Mustangs were not going to go quietly. They end up pulling it to within 3 a couple of times. And eventually the Trojans do hold on to the lead. 53-49 is the final score. Here in this one as the Trojans do move on and move to a 4-1 record on the season. We're going to step away, take our final timeout. We'll come back and wrap things up here from Iola. We'll talk to the head coach of the Trojans next here on the Evans Motors Postgame Show on Girard Sports Live.
For more than 20 years, Call Service has been serving Southeast Kansas. Right now, Call Service has a huge selection of hand-cooked tires, including hand-cooked Dynapro ATM. Farmers and ranchers trust Call Service as their trucks crisscross Southeast Kansas, providing on-the-farm tire service daily. Plus, Calls is the first stop for lube and oil changes. Get back in the game with your new set of hand-cooked tires, never halfway. Available now at Call Service. Check them out online at callservicellc.com or call 620-724-4121.
Ag Choice of Hepler is a proud supporter of Girard Trojan Athletics. Of course, Ag Choice has all the products you need to keep your crops growing, like fertilizer, crop protection products, and seed. But Ag Choice is also the first stop for keeping your livestock operation going, with a great selection of farm supplies, equipment, and quality feeds. To find solutions to all of your agricultural needs, contact Joe Murphy of Ag Choice of Hepler at 620-368-4347. Ag Choice of Hepler is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans.
They're Community National Bank online at mybankcnb.com. Coach, what a fun game that was. The Trojans, you fall behind early on in that game. You start to kind of claw away a little bit late in the second quarter. That started an 18-0 run for you guys, and you were able to get the lead and then never relinquished it. What were you able to do in that little run there late in the first half and then all through that third quarter?
Well, I thought really, especially in the second half, we took the high-low away. The high-low really hurt us early on, and and they hit some shots in that first half. We were trying to really pack it in on them no matter what we were in, whether it was man, zone, whatever, trying to take that high-low away, and I think they had 4 threes in the first half. So, they had the inside-outside game going on, and, man, I tell you what, if they do that, they're going to be tough.
Sure.
And they got a nice crew there in that high-low. They do a good job of sealing and using their bodies, and I thought we did a better job in the second half of taking the high-low away, and and they missed some shots in the second half. They had some looks in the second half that went for them in the first half. I don't know if they got a little tired or a little winded, but we were able to get out and run a little bit too in the second half. That I thought first half we played pretty well. We didn't get all the way to the rim. We got close, but the big kid, he distracted us quite a bit and really made us a little leery of getting there. But they did a lot of good things, and the kids just played hard. Both teams played hard. It was probably a good game to watch.
It was a lot of fun to broadcast. And, you said you thought you played good in that first half. I thought in the first half it felt like you guys were holding on for dear life at times. They were just doing what they wanted to do. And you guys maybe not a step behind, but just things weren't going your way. And it could have been easy here last game. Got Christmas break coming up and all that good stuff for you guys to say, hey, it's not our night. But the fact that they stayed with it, and you talk about trying to grow and become better from game to game. You were in a similar situation first game out of the year and didn't end up in a positive way. This time you do, and you feel like you grew a little bit from them?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, I mean, we're doing some good things right now, and we've still got a long ways to go. We got to get a little more physical, But I thought our guys were really playing hard and doing some good things, and we're not subbing a whole lot over there, so those guys are really, really sucking it up and getting after it and playing hard for 32 minutes out there. So you got to give those kids a lot of credit.
It feels like, too, at this point in the season, and hopefully it can maintain through the holiday, but you got a little bit of an identity. It feels like you're starting to develop an identity for your team, certainly aggressive on the defensive end, jumping passes, getting in there, and then good transition, and your guys playing together a little bit.
Yeah, and, we know it as well as anybody. We're going to see some different looks here after Christmas. We're going to probably see some junk defenses, and we're probably going to see some teams pull it out and try to really be methodical and slow it down on us. So we've got to be able to play some different ways as well. I think our kids are adjusting to some things. Obviously, we want to run if we can. Yeah. It's more fun. It's more fun to watch. It's probably more fun to broadcast. But,
and it's going to help you win games.
I called the kick over there. I called the kick on that one over there, and then Caleb gets a dunk, and I'm like, why am I calling a kick? But
no kidding.
The referee said, yeah, you should have let that one go, Coach.
Yep,
but I like to let him know once in a while. So. Yep. But I'm just proud of the kids. Good win here before break. We didn't have Carter tonight, and hopefully we can get him back here, get him healed up over the break, and be at full strength come January.
All right, Coach. Congratulations on another good win, and
thanks.
Good luck in the new year.
Appreciate it, man. Have a good Christmas.
Thanks, buddy. Head coach of the Girard Trojans, Rod Westcott, joining us here on the Evans Motors postgame show. We'll keep it right here. Josh, we'll wrap up things here. The Trojans get the victory here again. Final score 53-49 as they hold on over the Iola Mustangs. Take a look at your final numbers, brought to you by Westridge Assisted Living, allowing seniors to remain active and enjoy their daily lives in a worry-free, stress-free environment. Stop by and see Kathy and Girard to learn more about what Westridge Assisted Living has to offer your loved ones. And for the Trojans, they had 4 guys score. 18 points for Caleb Muya, 10 in the second half. 13 points from Evan Troike, a great offensive performance for him, and he just kind of had things going for them. 11 points for Ethan Goff and 9 points for Ryder Whirl. I thought Ryder played a pretty good game in his first ever start. Probably had a few nerves going for the Mustangs. Only one guy in double figures. That's Evan Siggy. Got that late, that extra one to go. Again, the Mustangs held scoreless in the third quarter. It's just that glaring empty frame here as I look at the score sheet. 9 points from Blake Ashmore, 8 points from Ethan Holloway. I think that's huge to keep him. Guy who's 6'8", lengthy, can move a little bit to keep him to 8 points. Derek Bycroft with 8 points. 4 points for Kane Rogers, 3 for Cale Barnhart, and 3 for Cal Leonard, and 2 for Isaac Vink for the Mustangs. Got to name our player of the game, brought to you by Brocop Construction, where they specialize in new home construction. To learn more or get a free estimate, call Matt Brocop at 620-687-2381. Josh?
I'd say Evan Troike probably be my player of the game. Yep. He was certainly a scoring force in the first half when the Trojans were really struggling. And then his leadership down the stretch, shooting free throws, handling the ball in the second half, disrupting the passing lanes, creating turnovers and opportunities for his teammates. That's really what you want out of your point guard. And along with some really tough rebounding, he really brought it tonight for the Trojans. And, what I take away from this is just a game of two halves, as well as everything was working in the first half for Iola. The shooting, the inside out, the high-low game. All of it was firing on all cylinders for them. And then the third quarter, a couple of turnovers, and it's just like they got completely out of their game, and the Trojans were able to take over. And you can't go 0 for a quarter and expect to win many basketball games. So, the Mustangs have some positive things to take away from this on down the road in the season, but the Trojans, I'm sure, very happy to come out of here with a win because this was an absolute slugfest tonight, and the Trojans doing it without their big man, still able to get it done against probably the best post player they've seen, or one of them, all season.
53-49 final score for the boys. For the girls, they win it tonight as well, 43-31. It's going to do it for us tonight from Iola. Do it for us for 2017. Thanks to Josh doing double duty, color and camera. I'm BJ saying good night from Iola. Trojans get the win, and you saw it right here on Girard Sports Live. Oh, at the bottom.
This is Girard Sports Live.
Augustine sets a feed, fire three. Good!
Girard Sports Live is presented by Croc-Can Telephone, your community technology partner. Also by Ag Choice of Hepler, American Family Insurance, Jenny Collins Agency, Bradshaw Collision Repair, Brumback Service Center, Call Service, Chicken Annie's of Girard, Chris Paoni, DDS, Community National Bank and Trust of Girard, Evans Motors, Exchange State Bank, Farm Bureau Financial Services, First National Bank, Fort Scott Community College, G&W Foods Family Super, Girard National Bank, Canar Eye Care, Larrett Ceramics, Lehman Realty, Mathis Drug, McClellan Sanitation, Medical Lodges Girard, Norris Outdoor, Pearls and Curls Boutique, Producers Co-op Farm Store, Producers Cooperative Association, TJ Belcher at State Farm Insurance, and Westridge Assisted Living.
Off to Hanson. Hanson, he'll drive. Libya, little runner with the right hand. Good, and the foul. Libya Hanson gets the bucket and the foul.
This is Girard Sports Live.